Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my birthday stream. I'm an old fuck today. But, hi guys. Welcome in. Surprise, this is something I've actually wanted to do for a really long time, but have never gotten around to it, is I want to do a Star Citizen tier list for the ships. It's just cause I just want to do it, and it's not going to be based off of the cost of the ships, whether the ship's out or not. It's going to be a lot of very arbitrary stuff, just talking about the ships, like looks, whatever, you know. But I'm going to be joined by Brown for it, and so I'm going to end up probably having to share my screen with him in some Discord. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be God damn it, Brown. But yeah, this is something I've wanted to do for a really long time, and just talking the ships. Yeah, you could. It's just there's the delay though. I mean, it's up to you if you want the delay or not. Really. I mean, I guess you'll be hearing me directly, but okay. But yeah, so basically this is just gonna be just based off of what we like about the ships so far. We're like, even if we don't know them great, we're still gonna try and rate them. If they're not even out, they're just still concepts, we're still gonna rate it, because why the hell not? This is my birthday stream, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and you guys can't stop me. So yeah, so you see we've got S, absolutely love the ship. It's basically like I love, like, we love the vehicle. We've got A's just a damn good ship. B is a good ship, but you know, nothing really special about it. C is, it's flyable, you can fly it. D is just, it's not worth it. And C is, we just hate, and the last is, we just hate it. It's just a bad ship. So yeah, so I will get Brown in here, and we'll get started on this, just because why the hell not? And the reality is for most of these ships, I have pretty much flown every single ship that is available currently. The only ones I haven't flown are the E1, and yeah, I see you there, and I'll unmute here in just a second for you. Is like the E1, and a couple of the 300 series are ships that I have not flown. So I've pretty much, if there's a ship that's out, I have at least had hands on with it, even if a little bit. And I've raced basically most of them through a racetrack. So that's kind of a thing I was doing for a while. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'll get Brown in here. Hello? Is it working? Okay. You should be good to unmute if you want, man. And also, chat, guys, don't be afraid to throw in your opinions on the ships as well. But once again, we're not going based off of how much they cost or if they're out and such, okay? But if you have like, or even like the stats of them, like we might look up stats for some of them or something, but really this is just going based off of user opinion. How's it going, dude?
Sorry, we need to make a break already. Shiro just dropped in chat that Earth Defense Force 6 is a thing.
Oh god.
Release date is 25th of July.
There's
it's literally going to be like Fast and the Furious. It's just going to continuously make new games and new spin-offs, just like Monster Hunter in Japan has like thousands of spin-offs. Like it's not just the base game. There's like another extra add-on that they add on to every single one of them. Earth Defense Force is just that.
Like, they're basically just gonna come back around to Earth Defense Force. Like, they're basically gonna end up being like we've gone so far, so full circle, we're basically just gonna restart naming them.
Well, it's already a multiverse. So, but anyways,
it's a multiverse thing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. In the last game, they like kind of hinted at the fact that it's actually a multiverse now.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
No.
Okay, but yeah, so I guess you probably kind of heard a bit about what the kind of the aspect of this is. This is literally just opinion based
No.
on the ships.
I didn't hear anything of your stream before this.
Okay.
I totally know what you're talking about.
Okay. Now, are you okay with just watching the stream, or do you like or I can share it to Discord if you would prefer that?
I have it up on my TV, just muted. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, our first ship, the Reliant.
But by the way, I haven't touched any of these.
No, that's fine.
Other than the Anvil Arrow and the
that's honestly, that's completely fine. You can even go based off of just looks and like even little information. Like this is not meant to be like an accurate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, do you know the Reliant? The Reliant?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so
nope.
The Reliant has the gimmick of basically it's a lot like the Boba Fett's ship, where except the wings from it spin around the cockpit. So normally when it's landing, the wings are horizontal, but when you take up and you
unfurl the wings.
Well, you retract your landing gear, the wings rotate to be vertical.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a tall vertical ship. Now, the problem, one of the problems I have with it is the last time I flew one of these, I went to get out of the ship, and if I recall, it killed me.
It killed you?
Yeah.
Because you landed the wrong way?
Something like that, basically. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick ship. And like it's basically I don't understand the advantage of a rotational system like that for it. Like that like I don't know, can you think of any benefit to having that a change to that verticality?
So honestly, to me, it's about docking. What are you docking with? Does it need you to have a slim figure that's elongated or something like that, right? Because you're in space. Ultimately, you can change whatever angle or trajectory that you're coming into your dock. So ultimately, your ships should be designed to deal with whatever hangar you are most likely going to be dealing with.
True.
Right? However, now, Star Citizen only has basic hangars. I know that there's like the extra large ones and stuff like that, but ultimately your ships are getting designed by a human who knows that they're going to land in this kind of bay. However, if you want like a carrier to stack a shit ton of these, then you try and make them as slim as possible, right? So I could see it being useful that way, but I am assuming that it's not a fighter.
It is a fighter.
Okay.
But
so
I kind of see what you're talking about, where like you could have multiple stacks of them because they're like of a thin profile, and but the thing is, I don't believe the Reliant has a docking collar though.
Right.
Like I'm gonna
Here, can you drop the image of it on the board?
Yeah. Like on this board here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
So I'm gonna go into the Star Citizen.
Yeah, I'm gonna open
store
the page too.
And I'll grab images of these ships when we get them, or you can.
I'm just gonna look it up.
Okay. But yeah, so it is a sorting by all ships. I just want the Reliant. Okay, so it's got a variation of ships. So it's one of those ones where it's like a light fighter, light freighter, starter. Oh, that has a freighter version of it?
Mm. So, oh, does okay, yeah. So the wings like actually
Yeah.
rotate around the center, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could actually see that as like a carrier thing.
Yeah, it's just like what I'm wondering about with it is like, like the thing is, I also don't think it has. If it had a docking port on it, I could see having that rotational ability being really good for having to do an external docking port. But I don't think these do. I think these are just straight, like a straight exit landing pad ship. So if you're landing it, you have to rotate it 90 degrees anyways.
But that's the thing, though. If you designed a carrier to carry multiple of them, right? Because where do you exit off this craft?
The back.
Okay, so you could make it so they dock with their back towards the end of like a bay, and then have multiple of them stacked up, right? Just like TIE fighters.
Yeah, that's true.
TIE fighters sit with their ass in and the cockpit facing out, right?
But then why the rotation? Like, I get me. I mean, I guess you could argue maybe it does. Like maybe a vertical profile is harder to shoot than a horizontal profile. I mean that could be possible.
My guesstimate for that is where's the engines on it?
Those are the pods on the side.
Right. So
yeah.
Engine pods on the sides, and then if you have all of your weapon systems in line with your engines, and they're supposed to, like, I know it's space, they're probably not intaking air or something like that, but ultimately there might be an aerodynamic, space drive thing for having it sideways and then having it cut through the air instead of pushed through the air. I don't fucking know. I'm not an aerodynamic guy.
Well, it's definitely, I can definitely tell you that it is, while you could say it is aerodynamic, it probably will not, like once they actually introduce regular flight mechanics into the game, I see this thing being a bitch in the atmosphere.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But
because it's all hinging off of the center, and then the wings aren't being pushed along. Like, you might as well just have it in its sideways state. Like,
you really, you really would.
It also protects the engines.
Yeah, that is true. And that is another thing. Is it's like your biggest areas of exposure are your engines, your cockpit. And they're all in just a nice straight line.
Honestly, I'm giving this a D for stupidity in design. Yeah,
not worth it, to be honest. Like it's clear, like basically it's a gimmicky ship, really. Like there's no real value in this vessel other than if you like it to fly it. So
I think even Y-Wings from Star Wars, the engines are in the wings, right? Like they have the little engine pods, like thrusters on the wings.
I think so.
I know it. That thrusters on the wings could make it more maneuverable on a sideways angle.
That is true.
The only thing I could probably sell this as. I'd still give it a shit design though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, now they're getting into the Hull series, or at least some of them. The Hull E. The Hull E is the biggest. I'm just gonna put it up. The Hull E is the biggest transport ship that will be in the game. It's gonna. Well, I know it's not gonna be the biggest. I think the Kraken will be bigger. Like what? How much SCU does the Hull E carry? I think the Hull. So the Hull E carries, so it's a 372 meter long ship, and it carries a specifications. What's its cargo capacity? 98,000 SCU. So huge SCU.
Yeah.
So
sorry, what's its direct competition?
It's it's direct competition, I think, in game would probably end up being, I don't really think it has one. It's such a huge amount of
cargo.
SCU that it carries. I think the only thing that would carry more, as I said, is the Kraken. And there's probably some unlisted ships out there right now that we don't know about that could carry more.
It's
but
probably not the top dog, but it's still up
but
there.
Thing is, I like the whole series. I like that it's extendable. Now, the thing is, the only thing I have with that extendability is that extension portion has to be so fucking strong. Because I can just imagine the stresses and forces that you have on like what's equivalent to like probably 200 meters of a narrow tube that's carrying hundreds of thousands of pounds of weight, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so they've got to you have to really ensure that basically that thing is solid. And I don't know how they can of course say space magic, basically, like, you know, like special space magic, nanocarbon tubified titanium structuring or something.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's clearly a ship not meant to go into atmosphere.
Well, to be loaded at a station and transport from station to station.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I mean, these are the shit. Go ahead.
Hull D is the heaviest hit one with the 20,000.
Currently.
Space 20,736. The Caterpillar has a cap out at 576.
Well, the Hull E has 98,000.
Cargo capacity?
Yes. The Hull E is insanely big.
Why is it not saying SEU on this chart that I'm reading?
I'm looking at the cargo capacity under structural.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking at specifications.
Yeah, it should be under technical. Yeah, it's under specifications.
Oh, when I clicked on it, it brought Hull E to the top.
Oh, okay.
So I was reading Hull D. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at I see the list you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
at the bottom.
Like I do like the whole series. I like the extendability and how it can shrink down to a smaller ship.
But ultimately, I feel like all of them are the same ship.
Pretty much. Pretty effectively. They basically all are essentially the same. Oh, sorry, getting a phone call.
There you go. Springtime. Length being paid. Yeah, like, I can understand if they specifically built a whole nother ship to do something at a higher scale and size, but that's pretty much all this is saying for breakdown. A couple of pew turrets just to try and keep it safe, and that's about it.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
You better be. How dare you have real life situations going on?
So you were saying, you were mentioning about them.
Essentially, between all the Hull series, it is the same core design. It's just upgrading the quality and engines and everything so that you can have a larger size truck, space truck, essentially, right?
Pretty much.
Which is fine. That's totally okay with me. But ultimately, I would say that all of them are essentially the same ship, just with a higher level of cargo capacity. Yeah.
Essentially, pretty much, yeah. They're basically, honestly, they are effectively just giant space trucks, is what all they are. And I kind of get the idea of having the cargo held on the outside.
Yes.
Like it is that you can have, it's basically I see it like the idea is a cost savings, for the company is you can have less ship for the amount of cargo you're hauling.
But I would also say that like it's a modular thing as well, though. I bet that people will ask for modules for this, so every second set of cargo is like a shield buff, so you can shield your product as you move along, stuff like that. Like if they don't introduce that as the game continues, then you're just gonna have hulls either have to have support craft when they get pulled out of fucking hyperspace, or something else.
That is the thing, is that the Hull E is like the Hull series are basically ships you need support craft with, especially if you're going to be flying through things like pyro or lower security locations, or just Stanton, because Stanton has 0 law in it anyways. You basically you effectively would need
a support
ship. And but the one thing is that the one thing I kind of dislike about the Hull series, though, as well, is the fact that it is basically exclusively space. Like you are not landing on a planet with this thing. So this is the ship. This is the ship why the Argo Mole, like the Argo Cargo series, exists. Basically, so those things can come up, grab your cargo, fly it down. That's basically why the Argo series for cargo stuff exists. Is pretty much for these.
Yeah.
And I do get it. I mean, like having the exposure lets you carry significantly more cargo than if you had a hull that is like a solid hull ship. But again, it's that trade-off of you're only in space versus being able to land in atmosphere, right?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. It's a space game.
yeah. So I would say I'd say the Hull E it's a good ship, but it's nothing special. I would say that probably for basically most of the Hull series, even because they're pretty much
for what they are made for. Yeah, I'd put it as a B.
Yeah,
because that's what it's made for, right? You're not going to get that amount of cargo capacity off of anything else. However, I am wondering if what you could actually fit into that cargo size, right? Because ultimately, if you're just moving all of the parts to build a bigger ship inside of it, that's fine. But if you can't like put everything that you need to build that bigger ship somewhere else, then it kind of defeats the purpose of moving all those parts to where you need them to be.
That's
I'm sure at some point in this game we're going to be able to build our own ships. So
no, I think that's one thing.
Like, not custom make them, but like take the parts and go to the industry place and be like, hey, I have all the alloy that I need. I want to build it myself and then just insure it.
I don't think we'll ever be able to build ships, but being able to take your mined goods to the factory, as you just said, and having the factory be able to make the ship modules for like engineering. Right. So like being able to make a better shield generator, or being able to make a better quantum drive. I think that would be super cool. And honestly, being able to carry the parts and stuff on a whole series, like actually carry the parts, I think that'd be really cool. And the whole series would be perfect for that. That is true.
Right. Because everything's going to be persistent, right? So if you go destroy a ship, go salvage everything, and it's not too damaged, you can repair it, and then at like cheaper cost, because you literally have the parts, you can rebuild your ship. Now, I'm sure that that's really far down the pipeline and not right now, but I could see them doing that.
I just noticed something about my camera.
Yeah,
I'm blocking the
oh no, we can't see the ships. You're gonna put them on the list sooner or later.
What happened? What did I do?
While you're fixing yourself, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I would not waste space on all of the hulls.
So what do you mean?
I wouldn't say that they're all B. I think Echo should be in B. Then B should be in C, and D should be in D.
You think?
Because they're smaller. They can't carry as much. They're not as good as E.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think it's because, as you mentioned, like they're all relatively all the same ship. Like they're all going to be specific for a certain design. But you know, you are kind of. I think you are kind of correct in the sense
E is
that
better.
The whole and because
it's B for better.
You know, honestly, I'll put them down to C, just because the one thing I do agree with is, because they're smaller, there are better cargo ships. Like a ship that isn't able to carry very much, not being able to go into atmosphere,
exactly,
kind of defeats the purpose. Then, when you can have a ship that can carry as much and that goes into atmosphere. Okay, I agree with that. All right, Prospector's next. Now this is one of the ships that I think is probably I'm just gonna say I think this is probably A tier for me. Cause
is that the solo manned mining one?
Yes.
Why do you think it's A tier?
Because it does what it does what it needs to perfectly. Like it's like what it's made for. It does that great. It doesn't have really too much extraneous stuff to it. It carries, like, you can still make a decent amount of money from one of these, and it can carry a lot. And I will say the interior of this thing it's not bad either. It just does what it needs to do.
Maybe I should rent one and use it sometime.
Honestly, yeah, definitely. Like, it's just a good. I think it's just a good ship. Because like it does. It's not going. You're not gonna be getting like the big rocks with this thing. Like, you're not getting the ones that require like the mole or anything like that. But you can take it into atmosphere and mine. Just perfectly fine. You can mine you can mine basically anywhere else. It's armed but very lightly. So like,
yeah, because I've destroyed loads in combat against AI, right?
Yeah,
but it has decent shields. Like, it's actually kind of a tanky boy against size 1 weaponry. So yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking this is it's just a damn good ship. It's not a ship I absolutely love, but it's just good. All right, now we're on to the actual, like, what people consider the space trucks, or you could almost argue the space penises, just because they basically look like giant space penises. The Freelancer series. All right.
Yeah. So the Freelancer is kind of like I believe the regular Freelancer is the sort of science ship of the Freelancer series. Let me bring them up.
And since they don't have any kind of science stuff in the game yet, big whoop.
Yeah, I mean, that will be one of the things I think is going to be interesting with Star Citizen, is they have these explorer ships, but like, oh god, I spelled that wrong.
So my big thing is, if they actually make it like it's EVE Online and there's space that has not actually been explored, and you can take a science ship out there and scan the area and like find new asteroid belts, find new planets, and install installations that will then be populated by NPCs, then yeah, sure, there's a whole treasure trove of stuff that you can do with that. However, until that starts happening, it's like that's pie in the sky stuff.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I understand like they want hundreds of star systems, but the thing I have with that is, if they're releasing hundreds of star systems, but they're announcing the star systems they release, that will almost assuredly make exploration kind of pointless. Like, what I kind of hope to see in the future is that when they're making star systems, they don't they'll make a broad spectrum of star systems that they announce and put out. But then I kind of want them to like just ghost drop star systems, like just ghost drop star systems and have the because one of the things they said with the jump points is that there's going to be transient jump points where they're random ways. Cool. They're random ways to be able to access the wormholes that go between star systems. So I think it'd be really cool is if they ghost drop if they ghost drop these star systems and they have players being able to find the wormhole connection to this other star system. I think that'd be amazing. That would actually make exploration great. But the freelancer here is medium freight. Now, the problem that I have with this is the next medium freight in the MISC series is literally the Freelancer Max, which carries just carries more cargo.
But does it have less science?
Well, both the Freelancer and the Freelancer Max are both cargo ships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like let's see. So the Freelancer Max, so the Freelancer itself carries 66 SCU, and the Freelancer Max carries 122. And they're
66 and 22.
Yeah, and they're relatively same size of ship.
Yeah, that just sounds like rookie numbers to me.
They are. They're small. They're small numbers. But they're meant for like the small trucker guy. Like the Joe Schmo owns his own business sort of thing. But the thing is, I think because of the Freelancer Max, the Freelancer itself is it's flyable, or it might not, or it just might not even be worth it because you have the Freelancer Max right beside it.
Yeah, I would throw out the Freelancer and just keep the Max, especially if it's essentially the same ship, just better cargo. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Would you even say that it's worth D level? Because,
well, I mean, D levels like hate it is we hate it. But D level it's just not worth it. It's not a terrible ship. It's just not good ship really. But that way I would put so in that I would say the Max, because it is effectively just a space tractor trailer, whereas like the E series or the C2s are your cargo haulers, like your big your ships. Like Freelancer is your it's your tractor trailer. It's a good ship, but it's
sure
nothing
it's not
special.
just your car, because it doesn't have enough room to actually put the things you need to put into it.
Well, I mean, it does. You can fit vehicles in the Freelancer Max.
How many vehicles?
Not a lot. You can't fit a lot of vehicles into it, but you can fit a vehicle into it. All right. Next is the Der, which the Der is the expedition ship. So let's say
Raider.
Yeah, let's say that the exploration is a thing in the game, okay, we'll say that it is, and this is it's an expedition ship. Thing is the one thing I have with it is because of its size, you're not going to be like, are you really going to be, you're not going to be exploring newer, broader horizons in this thing. Like,
no?
Well, to think of it this way is, it's basically the same size as the Cuddy Black.
Oh, okay.
They're like it is bigger. Like actually, have you flown with the Constellations, right? The Constellation series.
I think
Any of those?
You.
Okay, it's basically that size. It's pretty much like 60. Let's see. These are 38 meters, so they're not huge ships. Like like for an expedition ship like this, I think I see this as being you're going to have these ships carried into a place that has been found, and now you can explore it. Like you're not going to new worlds or new horizons with this thing. This is basically this is like you're going to an archaeology site kind of thing on an already inhabited planet sort of stuff. Is the way I see it. But yeah, so I don't know. I would say this isn't worth it personally.
So you could pretty much take any other ship there because it's already a civilized planet.
Yeah.
It's a glorified shuttle. But not worth it.
Yeah. The MSI, this is their gunship.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the MSI. This is the MISC gunship. It's fun. It does act. It actually is relatively does okay in a fight. It is not a fighter by any means. It is.
No.
This is what you'd have like escorting a hammerhead sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is your escort ship. Like this isn't a. I don't see this as being. I do not see this as being any kind of like great. Like I would not say you take this out and go to pick fights. This is you're an escort or you're doing protection duty sort of stuff. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any experience with it. So.
Yeah, but I mean it is good.
Does it do well? Is that though?
As sort of an escort ship, I think it does okay. I mean,
What's
like
its
again,
weaponry.
For this one, boom, click on you. It is. Let's see. So it's running. You were running 2 size 3 turrets, and you have 2. So you have.
Yeah, no main guns, but it has a decent missile pod in the background.
It has a decent missile pod, yeah. Yeah. So this kind of is, I think, your
a missile boat.
Yeah, it's you are launching the missiles and helping your client get away, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good ship, but honestly, yeah, it's nothing really special.
Oh, does it only have? No. Yeah, it has 2 side turrets, and then 1 in the back. Does the person controlling the 2 side turrets also control the one in the back?
No. The two turrets on the side.
Confused.
Those are the guns on the side are slaved to the pilot.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that main pilot weapons were on the top rack with weapons, and that turrets were specifically not attached to the pilot. So that's cool, actually. I like that. I didn't realize that they were attached to the pilot. That's really good.
Okay. Yes.
I'm assuming they don't have like arcs in the front of the ship, though. I would actually like to see like a arc breakdown.
I think I'm trying to remember. I don't believe they're gimbaled. I don't believe they're gimbaled. But yeah, so remote turrets. Oh, okay. So all 3 of them it says are remote. Size 3 in size 3. So it's got 3 size 3 turrets with 2 guns per turret. So I mean, fairly well armed. All right. Now for the Odyssey. This is the Odyssey is supposed to be their the Misk's version of the Carrack, effectively.
Okay.
It is. It's basically it is a like let's see. Odyssey. I want to make sure I'm spelling it correctly. But so it is bigger than the Carrack. This is 140 meters, I believe. If I recall, the Carrack is 125. This is like long range expedition. This is what the Dur is as an actual like explorer ship. It's got a landing pad on the top that opens up, and I believe, and it's deeper than what the Carrack is, so you can actually land bigger ships into it. It is, I believe, relatively armed. Let's see. It's got 5 turrets. They're, size 5 turrets. 3 turret mounts and 2 guns per mount. So so you're running size 5 guns on this thing.
Okay.
Which is pretty fucking solid.
Right.
But again, it is not a warship. This is an explorer. This is what we would be using to go to fly through pyro sort of stuff. But honestly, like, I know people fell head over heel for this ship. They love it. Honestly, it's not, I don't think it's personally, I don't think it's amazing. Like,
it's just not the best.
No, like I don't think it's a killer. I think it is you choose your preference between the two. Maybe when it comes out, it is amazing. When it comes out, maybe it will be amazing. But the way I kind of think about it is just that it's just a larger size space penis.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know.
That's the thing. They might just be trying to inject some flavor into the market, and that's not bad.
No, not at all. So what do you think? Like, I know probably don't really know anything about this one, but
yeah, other than from your experience playing it and talking to me about it, like I'm more on the combat side of everything. It having bigger guns is nice, but ultimately, like, if it's falling short of its main task, which is to carry cargo, then I'd go with the other guy, right? And yeah.
Well, I mean, its main task isn't cargo. Its main task is exploration. Like, it is an exploring ship. I think though that it might have a much larger. I think it has a bigger capacity or something. Oh, okay. What I'm seeing is, so the Odyssey. Oh, okay, so that's right. Okay, so the Odyssey is going to be able to mine and refine stuff in it.
Yes. Yeah. Which changes its uses, right? So yeah, I would definitely put it at least a B, as long as it's doing it to a decent degree. Well, the fact that it has an internal refinery in it, right?
Is pretty good, yeah.
And that it can mine itself, that it doesn't need something feeding it so it can refine. That's important too.
All right. The next one we have is the Expanse. This is a refining ship. this is going to, yeah, this is for, like, this is where your prospector or your mole would bring their goods to this, so you wouldn't have to go to a space station. This is refining your, this is gonna when this, oh, go ahead.
Right now it's useless.
Well, I mean, it's not even in the game right at the moment.
Yeah, because you're not even going to take it to another system to use it as a refinery, right? So as soon as it can actually be in the game, then yeah, it'll have its use.
Yeah.
When there's other systems.
Yeah, and I mean, and of course the one, like, it removes the middleman of the. So like basically, this would you'd be creating your own cargo hauling loop with this. Is your prospector, your mole would bring the minerals to be refined. This refines them. You put the refined minerals and materials onto your hull series or your cargo ship, and that takes it directly to the space station or port. Yeah, to market. So So I think personally, it's going to have a really good place in the Star Citizen universe for orgs.
Yes. Yeah, for larger organizations that can put it together.
Yeah.
Like get all the parts to roll at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like Eve does that, right?
Oh yeah.
So it'll totally be able to happen. It's just getting all the parts together on a good day, and everyone will take home a ridiculous cut. So, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why it brings me to the fact that you are not doing a solo mining operation with this, as you were saying.
No.
This is a group vehicle. You have to have a group with it. Technically speaking, I guess you could fly this, and someone could hire you. You come out, refine the materials for them. They pay you a certain cut of, or they just pay you. You refine the materials, give it to them, and they are like the other player is the one who takes it and goes away.
Right.
But again, that's the only use I can see where a solo, like, not, I know this probably needs a crew to run it fully, but like say like a solo or small group of players would make good use of this. Otherwise it is a org vessel. Like you're going to be needing a bigger group for this, and as you said, you're going to need to have the time to plan and and have everyone join. So I think because of that, I think
it bumps it down a little bit for like use, but ultimately is still the beast that it is.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's B because of that limitation. Like it is clear, it's a special ship. It's obvious that it's going to be built to do what it does best, which is refine materials. But like small operations are not going to benefit from this, right? Like I think that puts it, we know it's not technically flyable. I think that kind of puts it in the C tier though.
Sorry, why is it not flyable?
Because it's not actually in the game.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think of that?
Yeah, not flyable yet, but I wouldn't put it down a notch for that. Like it clearly has a spot to be in.
Yeah.
Within that org.
So I'll put it above.
Where were you thinking of putting it?
I was thinking in C. I'm thinking above the whole B and whole D series, just because it's. Well,
wait though, is it flyable? Because it's not flyable yet.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Next one.
We'll put it in a C tentatively. How about that?
Yeah. Next one is the Endeavor. Now this is a ship I do want.
Is it currently the #1 hero?
No. No.
Oh, okay. So
No,
All Might
no.
still is. Okay.
So this
I'm
is.
sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry
For what?
for that reference. Continue.
What's the? I missed the reference.
My Hero Academia.
Oh, ha ha ha. It's a modular ship. So it's, I believe, I want to double check the modules that it will be able to have. Because it's going to have a because it's going to have a science module, a refining module, I believe, and I want to see, double check. Okay, let's see. What modules will the Endeavor have? Okay, the pods. Okay, so it'll have a biome pod, a collider pod, a crew pod, fuel pods, landing pods, med, research, science, and so basically it sounds like this is a multi-role ship where, kind of like the Hull series, these modules are going to be attached to the ship itself.
That's cool.
So yeah, I think you'll be able to kind of mix and match modules on this thing. So and it's a big ship. Like the ship itself, the front end, I guess. That alone, let's see. Like the overall length of this thing will be about 200 meters. So you're putting your modules, so like science biome modules like that, into this, and then going out. Like this basically is, what would kind of a good example of something like this?
Space colony.
Kind of. This, yeah. Honestly, actually,
Mecha Warrior has like a giant space colony mothership thing, like a Craft World from 40K, but like smaller, because Craft Worlds are real Craft Worlds.
But I will say
the ones that Mecha Warrior did were extremely small.
Oh, okay. But I will say this, like you mentioned it, this seems like a long-term ship.
Habitation
ship.
Space Odyssey. Lost in Space.
Kind of, yeah.
It's a Lost in Spacecraft.
Essentially.
Not necessarily for like one family, more for, I'm assuming, 2 crews?
Probably, at least. Like I would have like this is the kind of ship I'm thinking, like you send this is the one where you would send it to new worlds. Like you would send this to go and explore like a new star system with with scientists and things like that. So, but like thing is I would not put this personally in S tier.
Okay.
Because again, it is a big cruise ship. I feel like this is one where you would have to have escorts going with you.
So one of the things about it though is, what's the fuel life and stuff? Could it actually do like a long voyage away from places?
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's what this one is designed for.
And then if you're doing that, who else is it going with? Right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like you're saying, it's not just going to go on its own. You want some kind of protection with it.
Yeah. And I mean, I like technically, yes, you could send it on its own. One of the pods is a landing pod, so you could theoretically, I guess, bring a light fighter or a small escort. But overall, like because in the Star Citizen universe, aliens exist.
Yes.
Taking a ship like this to a completely unexplored system without escorts, and it runs into pissed off warlike aliens. I don't see it. I don't see it being able to pull an Enterprise. It is this to me. This to me is kind of like a universe.
Wait. It can separate from itself and shoot 2 different laser beams at its center.
I mean, it is detachable. You can detach the front portion of that and land on planets.
Oh my god! But is it like also a fighter craft?
No, it is not a fighter.
No.
This is it is a.
Who else has that? Is it? There's one of the ships. It has its own fighter. Is it the Taurus?
It's I think it's it's the Andromeda series.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think a couple of them have it. But the Taurus, I believe, definitely does.
Snub nose fighter, which I have flown that thing and got it damaged immediately and
good.
died.
Well, I mean, if you're a decent fighter, it is a good little fighting ship. Like it is mean. Yeah. But so like the fact that you can take this, land on a planet, do exploration, you can have people still up in space doing science or whatever, and you can come back up, reattach to your module system. That definitely increases the versatility of this ship. So I honestly would think I think it's an A tier just because of its versatility. But as I was saying, this is the kind of ship that like you straight up like this is scientists are using this ship, really. So your university like fucking teachers kind of ship, you know, like where it's an explorer. Like you've seen Alien versus Predator, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, like the ship that they take down to Antarctica, that's this thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. I would definitely put it higher up.
Yeah. So I'll put it A. It's just a damn good ship. Although the fact that you can have to buy each module separately really fucking sucks. Oh, the X1. Have you flown any of the you've flown a couple of the motorcycle stuff, right?
Actually, just with you, because there was that one time we were loading a bunch of vehicles into one of your ships, and that's the first time that I touched the bikes. That's the first time I touched the tanks, and yeah, the bikes were something different, enjoyable. Definitely have a learning curve with them though.
So think of this one, think of it as like the motorcycle, but with a cover in front of you. Like I think you're like almost fully covered in this thing. But that
makes a lot more sense.
What I hate about it is that your legs still stick out and down.
Yeah.
So it's like only your top half is basically covered.
Yeah.
And for me, that I just think it looks I also just think it looks dumb, to be honest. I really do. Like if you were fully covered and such, I would be more forgiving for it. But it's like honestly, it's like they tried to it's like Origin basically tried to make one of those like dolphin submarines that you see, but forgot to cover the whole person.
Yeah,
so
that's silly.
Yeah, so I do not like it's not terrible. I think it is,
but it
not
ain't great.
Yeah, so I definitely am personally going not worth it. Like it's not an I hate it, but it's definitely not good. All right, M50, you have flown this with me. This was one of my ships.
Okay.
It is a racer, so it is stupid fast. It is incredibly agile. And it does have, it has.
I flew it with you?
You have flown in this with me before. I don't own it. I don't own it anymore because I've upgraded to a different ship from it. But yeah. But I think I upgraded to the Vulture from the M50. It is a fun racer. It is a all right little fighter. Like I have personally no complaints about it. It is faster than the Razor. No, I believe this has a faster turning ability than the Razor. But the Razor is faster overall, I believe. So, but I mean, it's not meant for anything other than racing.
Yeah.
Really. Like it's not really meant for combat, even though if you're a good pilot you can do combat in it fairly well. Like it has no cargo to speak of. So I don't know. I liked it. Yeah, honestly, I would say B. I can agree with B. Okay. These are these are the Origin series ground vehicles. None of them are out yet currently, I believe. But they're you remember that RSI Lynx, the luxury one that I had?
Yes, yeah.
These are basically kind of going into their Origins version of that sort of thing, of like those ground vehicles. So I like the idea of a racing vehicle. I do. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like well, just because I like the idea of racing. And
really?
Oh yeah, I absolutely. When I get the chance, will pick up an M50 or a Razor again and do racing. Or I might.
Oh, like space video game racing, not like real racing.
In game racing, yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the G12 are, I think it's, I think the fact that it is designed for racing and they're not trying to add any more flair or anything to it. I like that. I don't think it's ugly by any means. So I personally would say it's good, but it's not anything special.
Frankly, the whole lineup look like the Mako from Mass Effect.
I'm okay with that. That is true.
And yeah, if they have a G12R for racing, that's fine. It is the luxury brand. Yeah. Is it flyable though?
Not currently. No, not yet. It is not currently.
It's not worth it if it can't fly.
Well, I mean, ground racing is important. Like, ground vehicles matter.
I'm joking. It's fine that it's in Bravo. It does what it does.
Yeah.
It's just not special because it can't fly.
I'm gonna just say this one out right out. If you want to have if you want to have a look and kind of like look at them on the interwebs, because I actually have to go to the bathroom right now for these next two. And then when I come back, you let me know what you think, and then I'll say what I think.
Okay, sure.
All right. Okay, I'll be right back.
While you're gone, I'll meander with the folks.
So, okay. BRB.
So, like I said earlier, these vehicles look like the Mako from Mass Effect, which is fine. However, if they have any kind of decent capabilities, that's important to know. They seem like the G12 here, touring. It's a touring vehicle. It's not even a combat vehicle. The Spartan's a transport. The Nova's a combat tank. The G12A is a military, but it's off of the chassis of a fucking touring vehicle. What the fuck? We got a couple of racer bikes. Fucking go-karts, which seem more like combat tires on them. The Ursa's the full-on Mako. bikes, storms, a drone tank, links. Oh, okay, yeah, there's the links. Fuel transport. Yeah, so let's get into this G12A and G12. Hey, there's the G12. Okay. So the A has 1 weapon, or 3 weapon points. Fuel is variable, blah blah blah. Length, height's all the same. It's all the same chassis. Size is vehicle. Yeah, SCM speed. So I'm assuming that's ground speed is 50 meters, 55 meters for the racer, and then 45 for the attack because it has more weight. Just personnel for crew. Yeah, it does not seem too promising to me. I'd like to see like armor points and stuff. Twin linked remote turret. Ooh, the racer has an EMP device actually, so that's actually kind of quirky and cool. And the offense vehicle only has countermeasures automatically attached. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything special to me, and it seems like it's a one-man vehicle. So I could see it as like a hit and run tactic kind of vehicle. I'm assuming it doesn't have a whole lot of armor, but without it having like an armor plate breakdown. Yeah.
I am back. I just came back from pulling a bread. I committed a war crime in there.
That's a good thing you live alone.
Yeah. Okay, so what were
I have a question for you. Is there any breakdowns on the actual armor on this thing? Because it's got specifications on pretty much everything else, but not its actual armor set.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they.
At some point they got to World War tanks their vehicles, right? Because they're supposed to be modular pieces of every ship that can break down and die, and so I'm assuming that's the same for the vehicles. Is there a heavier armored portion of this vehicle compared to the rest? Because the Speedster has like a front visor where you view it out of. I'm pretty sure it's a single man vessel or vehicle with cargo in the back, right? So it has vehicle capabilities, it has storage capabilities. I could see this being like a hit and run buggy in combat for the G12 and the
the G12, one of the things is that they're advertising it as is effectively it's an offensive ground vehicle is what they're saying it is what it's being advertised as. But as you were saying, the giant fucking view screen in the front kind of doesn't make me feel, and it's 1 to 2 crew as well, so it's like it has zero. So the missile one, the G12A is the missile one, has no cargo, and 1 to 2 crew.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's designed like exclusively for.
I like the tagline though for the G12A. High-end engineering designed for all offensive ground-based operations. I wouldn't say that's a good idea to put that in there, but ideal partner for long-range perimeter patrols, intercepting assailants, right? So really good for hit-and-run breakaway tactics. I like that idea for this. The G12 sounds like the usual Orison fucking tagline of, "Oh, here's a buggy for your family to go out and have an adventure." And it's like, no, man, no, I'm not getting in a ship and going to another planet for my children to die on that planet.
It's your luxury buggy.
No.
This is meant to be like your, but like that's the thing, you know, is it's like from the design look of it. It's basically like Origin is trying to create a Bugatti, well, not Bugatti, what's the a Rolls-Royce car,
yes,
but with missiles on it. Like,
yeah.
It's like
there's no difference in any of the chassis. It's the same damn vehicle,
pretty much,
right? So removing the cargo space to put in a missile launching system that actually has proper lock-on capabilities, I'm fine with that. That makes sense, right? But just slapping a fucking laser turret on it and being like, yeah, you can drive anywhere and don't worry about the local animals, they won't rip you apart. You got Origin fucking laser cannons. It's like, man, like, not okay.
The only I do not like, as you mentioned, like perimeter patrols, that sort of stuff. Like, this is your billionaire hiring out I don't see a mercenary org. Mercenary company, like high-end, like flashy mercenary company, like to make themselves look good. You know, this is what, like, you're escorting dignitaries with the G12A. And actually, I wouldn't even say you're escorting dignitaries. Like, that would be a good use for it, I guess. Yeah. But the problem I have with that is, because of the fact that it has missiles, anything gets within close range to you, the missiles are going to be fucking useless.
Yeah, and that's why, like, having a mix of the G12 and the G12A kind of would make sense to me, but still, it doesn't make sense on brand. I would rather them make an armored car for a VIP.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Than for them to make, oh, take your family out. You know? No, I'm too rich and I'm too powerful for that shit.
Well, and I mean, like, and that's kind of one of the things, is that it's like, why are they making a G12, which is basically your Cadillac everyday mom and pop vehicle, a racing car.
The more we talk about this, the more I actually hate this.
Exactly. Like, where is the, like, RSI has a luxury ship, like luxury ground vehicle. Where is the Origin luxury ground vehicle that your VIP is going to sit in? Because a VIP is not going to be sitting in the passenger seat of any of these fucking vehicles.
No.
You're going to be buying an RSI ship.
Yeah.
You know, like, so that seems kind of dumb from an Origin point of view, is, hey, we can guard RSI.
Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I want Origin to have like a high-end VIP protection detail vehicle line, and then also like a general's, like, I don't know, not a general VIP line, but like a military contractor line.
I think that could be cool.
So there's the fucking going and killing people business side of things, and there's protecting people from the people that would go and kill you.
Yeah.
You know?
Your G12 is going to be what you're going to have parked out front of a summit meeting. Like, where they're going to want a show of force, but not actually expect an attack.
See, that's the thing, though. I would use like a G12 on like my personal estate, right? That like I have curated because I am rich and powerful. But my Orison APC hardcore luxury fucking, not tuxedo, what's the limo? Limo is what I use to get around the city, because there are insurgents and I am worried about getting sniped in the head, and I have bodyguards that are like in the back origin tanks.
Yeah.
Maybe not so like overt, not with a whole cannon or anything, but like pop out cannon for funsies, you know?
Like, yeah,
Like everything looks sleek and nice. There's no turret slapped onto the top.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, that's such bad design for the G12.
Like,
that gun better fucking hide in the vehicle. If it doesn't, it's wrong.
Like the G12, I think it does actually. I think it does
go
down.
Good.
But like, yeah, like the G12, it's honestly, I say it's a useless vehicle for other than like guarding your property and escorting a VIP. But again, you're gonna need that Origin VIP vehicle for it to escort, and you need another Origin with an actual bigger pew pew than what's on the G12. Like the G12 is fast. Like the G.
How fast is the Nova?
Not fast.
Okay, I can't see its speed. What the fuck?
Like this, the Storm would the Storm is effectively what Origin needs to make a variant of for protection, for military detail.
Is the Nova not out yet?
The Nova tank? Yeah, it's absolutely out.
Then why isn't there a breakdown of the specific... here it is. I clicked on the wrong thing. No SCM speed.
But, yeah,
because if tanks are actually slow in this game, then yes, it being able to do 55 miles per hour, that's fine, right? But if there's other vehicles that are like heavily armored that are going the same speed as it, then it's useless.
Yeah. So now, do you hate it or is it not worth it?
I hate it. I actually hate it.
Same with the G12?
Now that we're like getting into it. So the G12A, I don't think it's worth it. I don't hate it. The G12, I think I just hate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
The G12 Racer, it's specifically a racer. It is what it's supposed to be. It's good. It's just not special.
Like, that's the kind of ship that you're having. That, as we're saying, the rich businessmen, they're not driving it. They're funding a team for it. You know,
Oh yeah.
All right, the Nautilus. Now this is a ship that is designed to do one thing and one thing only: lay mines. So, yeah.
Actually, yeah. Have they implemented that?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
No.
Because I could see that being awesome and terrible all at the same time.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, so this is where you would have an org putting, like, say, like, see, this is where I'm thinking, like, people won't need to camp jump points necessarily. They can just mine them. And so long as the org knows where the mines are, they're safe. But if an enemy attack comes in, because one of the things that they said recently in an update was the fact that when you make a jump, there will be various points near where it exits. So your exit location will be randomized. But like, so where you exit out of from of a jump point will be randomized.
Okay.
Now, the thing is that will be there. I think there's only going to be a certain number of locations where they will be able to randomize the jump point to. I don't know if they were going to be able to make one giant circle and be like, anywhere within this in this circle you're going to be able to jump point. I think it's one of those things where they'll have specific locations. And even if they do the giant circle, in order to prevent people from camping a jump point, this is where you're going to be able to camp that jump point, is with one of these.
Yeah. So, with a mine layer in space, honestly, I would rather have mine pods that shoot missiles, right? So if you get in a certain distance, it detects that you're enemy ID, or you can send a signal to the mine pod to like activate, and then launches missiles.
See,
right?
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, because if it's actually like a goddamn mine, no, it's not. It's not water.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. Like that's why I think it's really good for jump points, because a ship, you won't necessarily know where ships will come out from, but you know they'll exit within a certain radius of the exit location, and you just mine it. So when your ship appears, it's already in the mines. You know.
Right, and that works.
Yeah.
Right, but that's also if you can actually make it where everything is persistent. And then if everything's persistent and you just keep on deploying mines, then yes, that makes sense to me, because then you can actually mine off a full fucking jump point randomization zone.
Yeah.
And make it so that if anyone tries to come through those gates, your org doesn't have to worry about it, because they're just gonna blow the fuck up.
Exactly.
Yeah. However, that also could spell the doom for the entire fucking game, because all you gotta do is mine like certain key jump points.
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's what they're wanting it for.
Yeah.
But the problem, the other issue I have with it, is, again, you know, like, space is fucking huge. So in order to really make this thing properly useful, the mines either have to be like unscannable, by like undetectable,
unless you're like damn close to it.
Yeah.
Or it's active.
Or they need to be, you need to hyper saturate an area with mines. And just because that, like, if you want to say you want to block off a space station, right? You're gonna have to make that, like, you're gonna have to put so many fucking mines around that space station. To
make it untenable.
Yeah, I just think that makes the Nautilus untenable as well, like, as you say, for the mines itself, because if you don't do that, there's like, yeah, you can make up for some of the areas with ships, but
then you're patrolling that all the time.
Yeah, and again, you're having to put this outside of the armistice zone of a space station. So unless which
I would love to see someone just get so pissed off with like a certain org or a certain place, and they just mine it so much that nobody can get to the fucking station. You literally have to sit there and waste your time.
Yeah.
Blowing up one mine at a time.
Yeah, but if as you said, it had like missile mine, like the mine pods, like you were saying, the ones that can track you and fire missiles.
Right.
I think that would make this ship phenomenal.
Ooh, so the other side note of it is power systems. How long can these things sit out there, right? Because if it's a mine that has to actually use fuel to like catch up with you and blow you up, right? Because let's face it, your ship's probably going to be faster than most things, so it has to have some kind of engine. It has to have some kind of targeting. So it has to have a battery to keep shelf life alive.
I don't think the battery problem would be too difficult.
Space magic.
Yeah, like we already have systems that we're able to run with very little power for very long times. The only thing that's I think the only thing that really is the would be the concern is I don't think the mines themselves don't have to move. You drop it, it stays. What I think would be required is so for the computer, as you say, the power consumption for the computer to target, like to identify and target an enemy, then power up to launch the missiles. I could see that being a bit of an issue. But if you're able to make it happen fast enough and be enough of a saturation, because if there's like 20 of these pods and each of these pods has like 20 missiles in them, you're not going to be able to stop all of them from locking target and getting off a few rounds on you.
Right.
Yeah. So
I definitely think that there's ways to do it and make it somewhat reasonable and not just be an insta kill for most players. Because the stealth system is implemented in the game, and if you have too dumb of a rocket, you can just straight up dodge the thing, right? If you have active stealth and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you have 3 types of deployables. You have the homing mine. The Firestorm Kinetics is a mine that once within range will move towards the target and detonate. So it's basically its own self missile.
Yes.
Has the destructive power of a size 5 torpedo.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
The Saga data system is neutral, is for taking out mines. It's an anti-mine mine. Oh,
Nice.
it's a drone. Okay, it's a drone.
Okay.
Okay. The Sentry Mine is what we want. The bearing is a mine fitted with weapons that will fire on hostile targets when within range.
Nice.
It's designed for a perimeter defense. I like that. Now,
As long as it's not a gun turret.
The Sentry can house 2 size 2 guns.
Ugh.
So yeah, so
I just fly away.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like,
gun turrets are useless on mines.
It's clearly designed to track you, but as you mentioned, it's going to be limited by how much power it does. So really, this is like last line of defense, I think. Now, now the thing is, again, the homing mine, I think it's kind of dumb, because it's going to have to lock on, track you fast. I do agree. Again, I think if the Sentry Mine and the homing mine did more of like a spread, like the homing mine split or the Sentry Mine launched missiles, I like that way better.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a gun turret, even if it's like a laser beam that instantaneously starts hitting you, it's, oh no, my shields are gone. I can fly away and charge them up again.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I'd really have to plan ahead and like get you in an asteroid belt and for you to be like a dumbass.
Yeah.
No.
Like I think the Sentry Mine, you know what? The Sentry Mine and the homing mine around asteroid bases would be great.
Yes.
So you know what? I will say,
they have their uses.
Yeah, it's a good ship. Nothing special.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so good ship. I think that it can be special. It requires them to tweak the mines.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So it's not currently special.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Here, I want to hear your opinion on the 890 jump.
Oh, it's fucking fun. I love it. I love that it's a mission. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the ship and what it's capable of and anything else. I actually really enjoy it as like a dungeon raid.
As a dungeon raid, yes. As a mission, we're just talking about the ship itself, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I think as a ship, it's stupid. I hate it.
I will come out and I will just say I absolutely hate the 890 jump. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Everything about it is so. I think it is such a horribly designed ship. And it used to be even worse. Like if I recall, Morphologist did a long ago. He did a tour of it, and he did a walkthrough, and it was like the crew quarters were like actual like full on quarters. It was like you could have 8 crew basically.
Yeah.
I still think
made no sense.
I still think the idea of this having like it has more crew now. Like they did decrease the size of the crew area to fit more crew bunks in. I still think it is undercrewed. I think the location where their engineering is located is incredibly stupid. I think the main entrance design, so like when you enter the ship through one of the docking ports, I think that is completely dumb, the way it looks, and I literally just hate everything about this ship. Like, this ship has zero purpose other than being a party ship that you have. Like, you as the owner of this ship, you stay one night on it. You have the important guests who you're making deals with. They get to stay the night. You just tell all the guests who show up to fuck off at the end of the party evening.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's a catering ship. This is not. Basically
a luxury yacht.
Yeah, it's. I don't even think it's a luxury yacht. Like, a luxury yacht has a hell of a lot more design around comfort than this thing does. This thing has no all the sitting zones are in the main atrium. There's no like comfortable it's either the main atrium or the bar. That's it for this thing. Like, that makes no sense to me. Why?
Also bring back the viewing areas on a ship. It doesn't make sense. Like, unless you're going in Atmo to look at some cool sights, it doesn't work. And the 890 jump is a fat ass. It doesn't want to be in atmosphere. It can do it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like it.
Yeah, the 890 jump is the ship where you are sending it out to whatever fucking exotic world you want to look at a day before you arrive, and then you have a big party and you leave.
Oh yeah, 110%.
That's it. Like, it's not meant it's a luxury yacht. It's not meant. You're not going to go out exploring on this thing. Like, you're not going to be taking it to new worlds, new horizons. You're not going to be it can hold. Yeah, it can hold a lot of cargo, but you're not going to. If you own one of these stupid pieces of crap, you're not carrying cargo. You're not a cargo hauler with this.
But I got to bring my party supplies. Like, how else am I supposed to get them there? Oh.
Yeah. Plus, the crew routing. I hate the crew routing. The size of, everything, the size and scale of everything about this just angers me. You could make this 5 times more luxurious with less space, and then it would be worth it. Because the thing is there are yachts as long as this ship that have way more value to them than this thing does.
Yes.
So
what you're saying is it needs a refinery?
No.
Or miner.
And actually, the other thing I hate about this, is the fact that basically, the docking collar, there's no luxury docking ship. There's no luxury as actual luxury limo for this thing. To fair.
So in the newest ones, they updated it for the mission.
Mm-hmm.
It now has a 300i, I think, inside of it, automatically.
Oh, okay. The 300i is good as a
it's the 300i.
The 300i is good for the for a little cruise ship. The crew wants to hop down onto a planet. Cool. But I
think it's a 300i.
Probably is.
Because is the 300i a single man ship?
Yeah.
With a bed? Okay, yeah. So they have a 300i that's automatically docked in it, but then it also has its own snub fighter in the lower deck or whatever. I just have never tried to launch the thing because I just don't care. But yeah, there's a secondary crew compartment on the lower deck, and I've just never tried to actually launch whatever the fuck is attached to it.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Okay.
Yeah, it's some kind of vessel. I really don't know what the fuck it is because I've never tried to actually make it happen.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
But still.
But what I'm meaning, because like again, the 300i, it's a single crew ship. You're not going to be ferrying guests up to this ship with a 300i.
Right. Yeah.
Far was kind of right. It's basically a travel trailer. It's a party travel trailer. Yeah. Like the only ship currently coming out that is a ship that even remotely touches on the idea of what I think like should be a chase ship to the 890 jump is the oh god, the Spirit E. Fuck. What's the C2 series again? The C2 series is
C2. I don't even know.
Oh, I'm now this is.
Yeah, bother you?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up because I upgrade because I cashed in a bunch of my I cashed in a bunch of my
upgrades.
Yeah, so yeah, I cashed in a bunch of my upgrades. So I upgraded that luxury RSI to the C1. So I have a cargo ship now, like an actual dedicated cargo.
A random off-topic subject here. How did you cash in more than one?
What do you mean?
Because I've only ever been able to upgrade one ship to another ship. I've never been able to do more than one.
Like no, sorry. I melted down CCUs is what I was saying.
Okay.
So I melted down CCUs and then I did the upgrade, the CCU upgrade from the RSI links to the Spirit C1.
Yeah, I don't think I've been doing that correctly. So whatever. Moving on.
Let's see. Spirit C1. Crusader Industries. Crusader.
Yeah.
So the Crusader E1 is a luxury. It's literally a luxury passenger ship. And I mean, even RSI has the Phoenix, their luxury ship. Why does Origin not have a luxury limo ship like that? And I don't the 400i and the 600i do not count as those, because those are very much like explorer and private personal ships.
Yes.
The 890 need like how like again, this is another one of those things where you have the 890 jump, but your people are being boarded. They're coming on board through a Crusader Spirit E1. That's just a bad look.
Right.
Right, you know, like
they really do need their own lineup for group transport in luxury.
Exactly.
Because they don't have that right now.
But I agree, like, so not as the mission, but as the ship itself, what do you think? What do you think for it?
The garbage ship.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like, I actually hate it.
I do. I hated it as well. Okay, the 600i. Now, this used to be a ship I hated. I used to hate this ship. Like when I first saw
Why?
When I first watched Morph's tour of it, I thought it once again. This is one of those things where I'm like, they're trying to build a luxury yacht, but they're doing it with people who don't know what the fuck a luxury yacht looks like, and that made me so mad. But they have gone back through. They have redesigned a bunch of it. It's still not personally not my favorite, but it is a ship that I would one day potentially consider buying to fly. But again, no, I will never actually do that because it's way overpriced.
For what it is.
It's $450 US for this thing. Yeah. So what about you? What do you like? What about you? Have you ever flown?
I don't think I've even looked at it.
No. Really?
Like because of the 890 jump, like Origin's ships just have no appeal to me whatsoever.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm willing to both the 600i and the 600 Explorer. I will say they're C. They're flyable. They're not
the 890 jump.
No, like I don't absolutely hate them. Like they are designed to be comfortable luxury ships, and they do that fairly well. Like you would have a crew with it. These are what I think the 890 jump should have designed itself off of more and just done it better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll say they're flyable personally. I'm definitely putting them below the whole series.
Yeah. Because what they do is still crap.
Yeah. All right. You have flown a 400i with me, or you've definitely seen the 400i, me flying it. And, what do you think? Like, what do you kind of know about it?
Yeah. It's like an average ship.
Yeah.
As far as I'm tracking.
It's honestly like I like it. I think I think it's the only Origin series ship other than I guess like the 300i, which I actually like it.
Yeah.
And it does personal, private, luxury well. Like you are like this is the only one I think that is actually well designed for what it is. Like it shows
it's supposed
off
to be a touring ship.
It is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly what you would do. You'd basically take it out and explore. You take it to luxury worlds and see luxury sites, kind of thing, you know? Like this is the kind of ship you're taking to Milan, sort of thing. Like you're actually taking it. Like you're not gonna have it like the 890 jump parked there for like a month and a half. You're taking this out touring, cruising. It has a spot for a motorcycle in it. You know, I can't remember if it has an actual cargo bay. I think it might. I don't think it. Jesus, it might not have an actual cargo bay, but I honestly, this is the only one I kind of actually like in the Origin series.
Cargo capacity is supposed to be 42.
Oh, okay. So it does have cargo.
Crew 1, max 3.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the Aurora also is supposed to have cargo space, and it's supposed to be underneath it, but like the magnetic system doesn't snap properly or whatever.
Sorry. Hi, Ethan. I'm assuming that was you. Yeah. Yeah. So honestly, I would personally say either just a damn good ship or it's a good ship but nothing special.
Good ship, nothing special.
Okay, I'm gonna put it.
It is an Origin ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at the top of that part of the list. There. All right, the Hull A. I think of any of the Hull series, this one is probably the most value for your bang for your buck.
Really? I thought it was the smallest one.
It is the smallest one, but it's the smallest one, and you can land with it.
Oh, but how much cargo capacity?
Not an insane amount. I think it can do close to what the Freelancer Max does. So this is very much small mom and pop. This is like courier cargo deliveries sort of thing. Like you're not shipping big shipments on this thing. This is flying from station to station, planet to planet, doing courier sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and
64 cargo.
Yeah. So I I think I think it is personally. I think it's above the Hull E for value for what you get.
Just because it's in Atmo, hey?
Yeah, it's in Atmo. It's easy to it's a good ship to start making some money with, which I think is very valuable. So, it's value. It quickly gets outclassed, but I think at the start, its value for usage is probably one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So we'll put that above the Hull E. 300i. 300i. You've seen it. I don't know if you've ever flown it. It's a good ship.
I have. It's a good ship after the dungeon, so you can throw bodies onto it. No, oh. Sorry, the 300i. Yeah, good ship. It's like a intermediate fighter, and so it has like combat capabilities that you'd expect. I think it doubles up on its shield for most of the similar size.
Oh, I think it does too.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So
yeah.
And honestly, I do think it's just a damn good starter ship. It's pretty. Yeah, I'm willing to say it's just a damn good ship.
I'd put it there.
All right, the Javelin, the thrower of torpedoes.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I've seen you play it, and you liked it.
Well, I've never flown it. I've been on it. Like we did the
I
tour.
thought you played it.
No. No, it's not not flyable yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is 100% an org ship. Like, I mean, requires basically a crew of 70 to run it. So, it is.
Ouch.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, like for a big org, I can see being worth it. Otherwise, I'll just say it's absolutely not worth it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Although I will say I understand why CIG does what they do with ships. For they do with the bridges on ships for aesthetics. Yep. But for me, it's a fucking military ship. Put the bridge inside the goddamn ship.
Yeah, in the middle, not at the fucking front.
Yeah,
you don't need to see where you're going.
Don't have it on top, and we already have the ability to see where we're going because of screens.
Yeah, have a camera.
Like, so I do get why they did that. It's for aesthetics. It's to make it look cool. But I personally think it's one of the biggest things I hate about a lot of. And now there are some arguments that I've from other series that I've heard made of why they can do this, like why, for example, they do it in Halo where they have the bridge like underneath it, is basically because the space is so big, the likelihood of a bridge being shot is incredibly small. But I still don't care. Put it in the center of the goddamn ship. You don't need to be able to look out and see a nice view in a military vessel.
So that's my big thing about it. Space is big, but ultimately, when you're in a space battle, it's as small as your longest gut, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're not at that distance, or like the distance away from a rocket, and so if they can scan you, they can scan the hull integrity of your ship. They can find out where the weakest spot is, and it's probably gonna be that glass in between you and their fucking rockets.
Absolutely.
So why the fuck are you not in the middle of the goddamn ship?
100%.
Like,
absolutely.
I know it's not glass. I know it's invisible aluminum for most of them, but
well, and I mean, like, agreed. Like the technology, like on Earth, it makes sense that they have them on the bridge. They have the bridge on there because, you know, we don't have the technology that they do. So being able to see out and view things makes a lot of sense. And also again, the likelihood of it being hit by a missile or something. Like, the windows are tiny. It's still heavily armored, but we're in space. Missiles don't.
You have shields.
Yeah.
So you can put sensory devices that normally would just get blown the fuck away really easily on the outside of your ship.
Yeah.
Have slightly more active defensive measures. So it's like fucking Tony Stark's armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the shields get hit, it instantaneously activates the reactive armor. And now instead of your sensors getting blown away, they just had a lower sensory capability and now it's back up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
So I think for an org with its cover fleet, which it would absolutely have, other than that, I think I don't hate it. It's just not worth it, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, once the game like gets fully released and people are actually playing, I'd actually like to see the gameplay loop for the everyday person on like a big orc ship, where it's literally like they're just taking care of the latrines or something.
Yeah.
Because so far, all we've ever needed on a ship is the main pilot and a couple of gunners. We've never needed more. So I'd actually like to see like a full working crew and how that improves the effectiveness of the ship to the point where it could take on a skeleton crew. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. 100i. It's a 300i, but worse.
Yes.
It's flyable.
Yep.
Okay, the 85X. This is an Origin ship. This is Origins. If I recall, I believe this is Origins Racer. It's a two-person. It's a two-person ship, though.
What? Why is it a racer and a two-person ship? What? Why?
I don't know.
No racing ship needs two people unless it's like specifically for like engineering or something.
I mean, I could see it being in the style of it's like it's an Origin racing ship, but it's space. It's a daily. It's like your daily flyer. You fly this to the shopping center, but you want to look like a prick. Like you want to drive your fancy ass BMW or whatever to the grocery store to buy a pack of like
cigarettes.
Exactly.
Death sticks.
So yeah, and I mean it is a good fighter. I believe it can be an okay fighter, but that's definitely not the design for it. I'm honestly, for me, I'm basically on the line of it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't know what they're doing with it, with making a fucking two-person racer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. The Constellation Taurus. I believe the Taurus is the Taurus.
I actually don't know anything about this one.
If I'm right, I think this is the freighter. This is RSI's freighter ship. So this is their mid-tier, like the MSI ships, like the Max. This is RSI's mid-tier freighter ship. So this is their answer to that. It has 168 cargo capacity, which I think is less than the Freelancer Max, though.
Yeah.
Like, let's double check. I want to see the specs. Okay, so it does actually have more cargo capacity than the Freelancer Max.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the design look of the Constellation ships for the most part, other than that front windscreen.
Open deck.
No, the front windscreen, it has that the bar across it.
Oh, it like blocks your view?
Yeah. Like it's literally right in the center of your fucking view.
Oh, that's stupid as fuck. Why the fuck did they do that?
I don't know. It's dumb. It is so bad. Like that
'Cause
alone. Oh, go ahead.
I get that you want to be able to have as much view for your pilot as possible when like landing and stuff like that, but also at the same time they're going to use exterior cameras to see where their landing gears are going down. So like I get that it's supposed to bring up the look of the Pillar of Autumn, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's not shielded. There's no reactive armor to go around it. Like, no.
Well, I mean, it's the same. It's the same design front entrance language as the Carrack.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, the Carrack's
either.
When we get to it, it's instantly going into absolutely love. But I think so. The Constellation series has a lot going for it. That windscreen makes it flyable for me.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. This one, the Phoenix.
I would put the Constellation a little bit higher than the 600s. The eyes. From
Okay.
Origin.
Okay, that's fair.
It's better for what it does than
No, I can agree with that.
Origin's
Yep.
luxury line.
The Phoenix. I hate this ship as much as I dislike the 890 jump. It does everything, like it does the luxury look good, but does it every way wrong. Like there is, so in this ship, in order to board it, you either have to go through the lowering cargo section.
Yes.
Or you have to go through the lift, which goes into the crew compartment.
Yeah, it doesn't speak to luxury.
Like, I'm gonna double check on it, because if it has a docking collar, that could change things for getting on it. Our citizen. Space class. All right.
Yes. Space class.
Constellation Phoenix. So let's see. I want to see. Okay, so so it does have a snub fighter. And what I want to see is, okay, profile pics of it. No, it does not have a docking collar. So your entrances are either through the cargo bay or through the lift that goes through the crew court area. Like it's like the design idea around this ship is very obviously having a separation from crew to guests, and you would not have your guests boarding, and that's one of the other reasons why I don't like the 890 jump as well. Your guests are not. You want your guests wow factored. You do not want your guests like they clearly they do not want. They want a separation of crew and like the money. So with no special entrance for your guests, that alone knocks down points for me. Secondly, there's only one bathroom on this thing, and it's in the crew quarters. It's a crew bathroom. So you have a luxury touring ship with a hot tub in it that has one fucking bathroom that's in the crew quarters. Like the guest rooms don't even have a bathroom.
Their own bathroom.
You know what? The guest rooms don't have a bathroom. Plus the fact that it's supposed to have a fucking hot tub. Like that alone. That alone for me is so fucking like I do not understand why people love this ship so much. It's just a badly designed ship in every way. Like, I think the only good design thing to me about this thing is that the bar is a decent bar and where the guests would sit. But you see, even where the guests sit is more akin to like a private jet liner kind of seating than it is a luxury ship. So it's luxurious, but it doesn't give you it doesn't equate to ultra high-end luxury. It is literally it literally turns it into a a G1, a G6 jet plane. It's just a G6 luxury jet plane that has beds. It's a luxury ferry ship. It's not a luxury ship. Oh my god, I hate everything about this ship, to be honest. Like,
so it's going in the hate pile?
Oh, 100% it is. Absolutely.
Nice.
Like, honest, like, I hate the G12 less than the 890 jump in the Phoenix. In fact, I think I hate the 890 jump less than I hate the Phoenix. Because at the very least, the 890 jump does partying good.
Well, also swimming pools and hot tubs.
Well, that's what I mean. It does partying good. Like, yeah, the Phoenix, because it's a party yacht.
I've only been to like 2 parties that had pools though.
Well, on a yacht, you definitely want pools and
wait.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Why don't you just go in the ocean?
In a yacht, because the ocean has salt in it. But then there's the ships that have their pools where it lowers into the water to get the water. That's an actual thing there are a couple of ships that do that where they just lower the pool into the ocean, get the water from the ocean and raise it back up.
Sure.
Ocean has fish poop.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Like, and again, the other thing with these ships, there's no comfort accommodations. Like the Phoenix, instead of the hot tub, put a comfortable couch seating there with a giant fucking TV. Like, give a creature comfort. And also put a fucking goddamn bathroom into your goddamn luxury ship. Like, again, it is very obvious you don't want the crew and the people in that ship mixing. You want the separation. Put a fucking goddamn bathroom into it. Okay, moving on. Sorry. The Aquila. It's basically the same as the Taurus, essentially. I think it's the I think it's basically it's flyable. It does the same things, essentially.
Get out of Admo.
Yeah, it's a luxury ship. Well, not a luxury one. It's a.
Why are all these ships luxury ships?
No, sorry, it's not a luxury ship. I think it's an explorer ship. It's either the explorer or the gunfighter. Can't be bothered to remember which. But actually, I will say the one thing that puts it above it puts it to the top of it's flyable for me is the fact it does have a rounded front screen that you actually get a view out of the ship. It does have an actual view out. This you get to discuss on this one because this is your baby.
My baby that I've flown around the entire game with. You know what? Honestly, the Aurora as like a starting ship that has some flight quirks and stuff like that, I would put it at B.
B?
As like a starting off with twin lasers. Once they get the attachable like hard storage for cargo on the outside, it'll be a good starter ship.
Oh, that's right. It is supposed to have cargo attached to the outside, isn't it?
Because like I've always thrown the boxes on the inside, so once that outer storage gets locked out, like squared away, you'll be able to throw 3 small boxes onto the outside and throw 3 more boxes in the inside, right? So good like short range, well even medium range transport for that adventurer just starting out,
Yeah.
Definitely not anything to write home about, but I think it has up to 4 missiles that are small, and then 4 weapon ports that are small. So it has upgradability even within its own mechanism. So yeah, good starter ship.
And I will also say I was able to win fights with it against other players who were using actual, like, I did beat a guy in a Gladius with an Aurora.
Right.
So it's not a bad ship by any means. All right, Andron,
how many
another.
More do we have? Do you have all the variations on stuff?
There's
got all the hulls.
Tons of variations of ships here.
Ships.
Yeah, tons of them.
And
We probably
tanks
won't.
On there?
Oh yeah, the tanks are on here.
Hmm.
We won't go through everything, I think.
Right.
Andromeda, again, it's a flyable ship. It just goes with the other ones. The Ursa. So this is an actual kind of utility ground ship. This is your. Yeah. It has defense capabilities. It has like a weapons rack. It is a like actual crew carrying shit. Like this is what you were talking about for escorts. And this would be driving around a perimeter, I think, more than the G12 would.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The G12 would be like exterior scouting missions, like reconnaissance, right?
I think this would be more than that.
It doesn't have armor. I think the Ursa looks more like an actual, like a semi APC, like a LAV, which, yes, would be like exterior defense of a fob.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So I don't know. It's flyable.
Yeah, I haven't touched any of the ground vehicles other than what we've touched. So yeah.
All right. The Idris, the big fuck off one with the big fuck off railgun that people have stolen. Like players have actually stolen this. It now actually has an internal. It has an interior. It's stealable. It's walkable. It is usable. It is a functioning ship in the game. Just players cannot currently own it. And of course, 18. Like I think the fact that 18 railgun shots cost $29 is pretty fucking epic.
Yeah.
So,
where did they find it?
Xenothreat. It's a ship in Xenothreat. No. So it was it's an enemy vessel, and you can break open the front hangar, get your ship in, go through, and you can actually kill enemies within it, take it over, take it to a station, repair it, fuel it up again, and then you can run missions with it if you want.
Why haven't we tried to do this?
Because there's 2 of us. I mean,
I'm sure we can find somebody else to do it.
I'm definitely down to try. Like we could get Blacksmith Impossible to join us. Like I don't think
890 jump plus cocaine.
Yeah, I don't think Adderall. I don't think Xenothreat's out currently, so we'd have to try. We'd have to try and do it as the ERT missions, like the extreme threat mission, which I think would be harder to do.
Yes. Yeah. Because you'd need to get Farva to stop shooting the ship after a certain point of gibbling its engines and guns and stuff.
We'd have to get Farva to stop trying to see if he can fit inside the railgun barrel, and yes, you can.
Yes. That too.
It is big enough to walk inside of the barrel of the railgun. Yeah, so you, me, and him, and possibly possible trying to take one of these and steal it. I'm down for that. I would put it as flyable, because it is actually now flyable, and it
is flyable.
And honestly, it is the interior of it is legitimately kind of cool. Like I don't mind it, but you know what? Again, I would put it at the bottom of flyable because again, it has the exposed bridge.
Oh yes, yeah.
And the exposed bridge is connected by 2 sets of stairways. Like, it does have an internal spine at the back of the bridge, which has an elevator in it, so that gives it some rigidity, but it's basically an overhanging bridge connected by 2 stairs. Like, it's again, it's a thick boy ship. It's a thick boy ship with a hangar in it. Put the fucking bridge in the goddamn inside of the ship.
Yeah.
So, I would say low flyable, because it's actually flyable, and the railgun does give it some value, I guess. But you know what? Honestly, would say the top of not worth it. It's on the border of being being something I'd be like, yeah, it's flyable. It would be a cool experience to fly it. Let's say that much. So, I'll put it bottom flyable. All right, the Lynx. You've been into this one. You've driven it.
The Lynx.
It was the luxury one that we were trying out when I had the tank out and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I stood in it for like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle. It can drive.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I have no opinion.
Yeah, this is that luxury vehicle that the G12A series would be escorting. This is that vehicle, and I mean, I like it. It's nice on the inside, but again, as the owner, I shouldn't be the one driving it. You plebs should be the ones driving it while I sip on momos in the back in my armored vehicle. You know,
luxury vehicle master. Yes.
I know Farva driving would try to hit every bump to make me spill my mimosa, but you know what? That's why it's the mimosas in a sippy cup. So you can't do that.
Farva agrees.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I like it.
Fuck your mimosa.
Thing is, it wasn't good enough for me to not upgrade to a bigger ship. Like, that's what I did. Is I upgraded this to the C1 for the cargo. So, I would say I'd probably put it. I'd put it above the M50 for a good ship, but nothing special.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, the Scorpius series. Everything you don't like about X-Wings
applies to this one.
But bigger.
Which doesn't make it better.
Well, at least the first one has a turret that can rotate. So you know, at least it has that over top of the X-Wing, but yeah, everything you can think of an X-Wing, but with this, basically. And then its sister ship, the one beside it, instead of a turret, I believe that one has an interdiction field.
Okay.
So like the Mantis, where it draws you out of warp.
Yeah.
So honestly, they're heavy fighters. They were a meta fighter, I think, for a little while.
Because of the interdiction field and the EMP stuff.
Well, no, everyone hated the interdiction one because the interdiction stuff is the second player is in a turret and all they can do is that.
Oh, that's not okay.
They have they had no other abilities other than like scanning, interdiction, I believe, and that was it. So at least in the second one, they're able to, you know, join in on the fight. So yeah. I don't know. I would say low flyable, and then the other one just isn't worth it, really. I mean, it does the interdiction job, but just because like how boring it is for that second person.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
All right, the Perseus, the ship that they make it look like it's meant to ram through other ships, but they have exposed bridge and a giant gun on the front.
Yeah,
like everything every look and design of this thing makes it look like it's meant to ram other ships, but they have things that you do not want being rammed right on top of it.
Nice.
It's a gunboat, really.
Yeah.
It's smaller than the Hammerhead by a little bit. It is as absolute a patrol ship as I think you would get. It is very much just you put it into a system and it patrols and protects the system. That's about it.
Serves and protects.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's it is cool looking. It is cool looking. But I don't think it's. I would say flyable. I think it would be fun to fly. And now the difference is, you can fly this, I believe, with a crew of 3 effectively. So it's 100 meter. It's a 100 meter long ship, and I think it can be I think it's an effective ship with. I think it's effective between 3 and 8 crew members. So, and the cannon on the front is a big fuck off cannon.
So lower than the 100i on the C series. C table. Because big crew.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything that's had a big crew we've put lower on the list.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's Hull C is the Hull one that's out right now. It's the big Hull one for the whole series. Again, I would say we just put it with the other ones because it's not as good as the Hull E. Sure. And it's got less than. Okay, this is a big boy. 400 meters. 400 meters. This is the mining ship. This is the end loop mining vessel. This does the mining, and I believe it does the refining in one. It is, and as I said, it's 400 meters of you are chewing through rocks with this thing.
Yes.
So,
and a heavy miner.
Yeah, and I will say this is one I personally would love to have. I would love to have this. I think I had a CCU to it, and I don't know if I do now actually though, because it's already like $500-$600 or something, I think. Or it might actually be in the $400 right now, but again, it's for a ship that doesn't even exist at the moment, so we don't even know how far into production it is.
Right.
Yeah, but so but yeah, it's meant for one thing, and it's meant to do that one thing really, really fucking good. But because again, it does that one thing only specific. I don't know if I'd put it A.
Yeah, I'd maybe be on the lower end.
Yeah, I'll put it above the G12R. There. Okay. Mantis. The interdiction ship. The only thing it's good for.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically not good for anything other than being an interdiction ship.
Nice.
You have to have you basically have to have escorts with you for it. To protect. You've been interdicted, haven't you?
Once or twice, but because I guess they just didn't want to fight me or take me out, I just reactivated my engines and flew away.
Okay.
Honestly, every time that I have been interdicted, I just immediately fly back into warp and it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never had an actual engagement. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I ever have either.
It made me think maybe I pushed the fucking off button on my engine or whatever, So it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen it put to good use. So when used in a team properly, it does its job very well. But again, you basically have to have a team with you for it. It's I would say low flyable, I think. Just because it does what it does decently enough.
Okay.
All right. Oops. Okay, next up is the Galaxy. This is the ship that I have basically replaced my Carrack with. Now, the ship you get right now as the loaner is the Carrack. It is a little bit smaller. It does have the bridge. You can actually see the bridge up on the upper front there, that like spot. But I love the look of this ship. I love the design language of it. The hangar is on the back. I think it's smaller than the. I think it might be smaller than the Carrack's hangar, but it's taller. So you can actually, I think you can actually fit like a bigger ship in there. This ship I bought outright. Like, I will just say that I actually did buy this ship outright. So I'm putting this in straight up into absolutely love it. It's about my first absolutely love, because I'm assuming you don't know any jack shit about this one.
Nope, I don't know anything about it. It does look like a spear head, and I like that.
Well, it's like it's supposed to look like a Star Destroyer.
Yes.
Like it's all right.
What size of it is it though? Like, what is it supposed to be? What's its classification?
It's essentially it's the same size as the Carrack.
Okay, small ships, cutting edge Galaxy has built DNA. Yeah, so it's a modular ship, so you can pretty much make it whatever you want it to be. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, like, and one of the cool things is it has refinery ability in it. All right, 3 vehicles next in a row. I will say I do not like any of these 3 vehicles. Even though the Ranger isn't out yet, I believe. Yeah, I don't believe the Ranger's out yet, but it's a wheeled motorcycle.
Yeah, honestly, you're just using that for bike races. What's wrong with the Nova?
Sorry, I'm just putting Ranger into the Nova. The thing I don't like about the Nova is I believe is it the one where I think in order to use the turret, no, it has a player that uses the turret. Never mind. It's something about it doesn't feel as big as what they claim it is. I think that's the thing that bugs me the most about it.
So it's a smaller tank than what it actually is.
It's supposed to be huge.
Because like the pictures of it with people beside it make it look like it's a fucking monster of a tank. But is it actually that size?
Yes.
On the
But the thing is
does it have a punch like that? Like, what size is the turret?
Okay, this turret I think is a size 5 laser. Yeah. So people standing on it, they say it's supposed to be 7 meters wide, and I'm just whenever I see it, I'm always like, I don't know if it's 7 meters wide, but it probably is.
The turret is a size 2.
It's a size 2 turret?
Yes. That makes no sense to me.
That is so stupid.
The weapon size can be 5 though. So maybe I'm just reading.
Oh, the main cannon.
Yes.
Okay, so it does have I think it can have a top turret. That's a size 2 and a size 5 cannon.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that makes sense.
Okay.
As long as it actually has a real fucking cannon on it, then yeah, sure.
I think for me it's just because it's perspective is why I don't like the Nova. I think that's it. I think that's probably the only reason.
Have you used it? Like, is it playable?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely 100% it's playable, and I have used it. But you
have you killed anything with it?
Oh no, you need a crew.
Yeah.
Now I will say, one thing that does make this kind of cool is there was a group who took a C2 out and and then used the Nova in the C2 to shoot down another ship. So I thought that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give it that. Like, it does what it does well. So I'll Good ship, nothing special.
Yeah.
All right. Next
And then
up,
I don't care about the Cyclone.
yeah, same here. I don't give a shit. It's not just, I think it's dumb. Not worth it. Gladius. I think the Gladius itself just goes into, it's just a damn good ship. It's like, it's been one of the best top 3 fighters in the game for so long. And it is just a good, okay, Hammerhead.
I'd put it at least C, maybe getting into B, like low B. It's a good multi-crew, medium ship, right? Because it bridges the gap between fighters and like heavy capital ships.
That's true. Yep.
So it does what it does well, because it can pretty much one punch fucking any fighter. And then if you have another hammerhead fighting a hammerhead, it's a fight. And then if it's fighting a capital ship, you need a bunch of hammerheads. So
yeah. I'm definitely not going to put it into B. I'll put it at top of C just because of that center fucking stupid ass design piece in the middle of it. I think that is so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Cover that up, give it more space on the inside, and I just like, it's a military vessel. The crew doesn't need a nice view of the other side of the hallway.
Yeah.
Because it's just basically windows looking into windows with a little bit of the ability to see stars up and below, like above and below you. That's it. Like it's pointless. It is just, it's a military vessel that has a dumb design to it.
Yeah.
Cyclones are the rest of these like there's the only one I would say that I think is even worth putting up onto a list is the Cyclone RC, which is pure racing. The other ones are like cargo, I think like a scout vehicle, maybe, well, I mean, as a scout vehicle maybe, and a one that has like, looks like it has bigger guns on it. And an AA one, but it has an open fucking screen, like it has no windshield.
Yeah, no.
It's just,
I don't want to get shot while I'm driving around trying to do combat stuff.
So I personally think, based off of just that fact,
like Farvo was saying, where's the space glass?
Exactly. Based off of that, it makes them automatically not worth it to me. Yeah. Like I would have put the racing one into a higher tier if it had like an actual, screen. All right, Scythe. Our first alien ship. Massive damage on this fucker.
Yeah, because it has like the biggest guns or whatever and the most. It's essentially like an X-wing.
No, it has 2 guns, but I believe they're both size 5 or 6s. Like it has huge guns on it.
Yeah, like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah. So, but I do not really like how it flies. Like it's not like for a fighter, it was meta, like it was the meta fighter for a really long time.
Because of the guns.
Because of the guns, yeah. But I think they've nerfed some of its flight ability capabilities. So I don't know. I'd put it.
Well, wait. It also runs off of like gravity tech, right? It's not actually like. So would it interact differently in Atmo? Like, is it better in Atmo or worse?
I don't think so. I don't know. You would think
I could see that being a tipping point of like if you're in Atmo, that thing flies better because it uses gravity tech instead of engines and thrusters. So, but that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would put it as a good ship, but nothing special. I'd put it above. I'd put it probably above the Odyssey, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause it's a good ship. It's a good fighter. But overall, it doesn't stand out to me. It's not one that I want to buy or I would look to fly every day. All right, we two big ones here: the Eclipse and then the Titan. Now, first the Eclipse.
Yeah.
The stealth bomber, 3 size 9 torpedoes. Like, with an insanely low profile to it.
Yeah.
Like,
as far as what I've seen, it's good at what it does.
Yeah.
But that's what it does. That's all it does. So I would just put it up at like high C or B, but it has a purpose and it fulfills it.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I honestly, I would put it. Oh man, just because like just because of how like it does what it does so well. I kind of want to put it. I'll agree B. I'm gonna put
it is special in what it does.
Yeah, I think I'll put it like below the Aurora, just because the Aurora is like this is just a good ship. All right.
Yeah.
The Titan.
The Avenger Titan?
The Avenger Titan.
Yeah. Honestly, good ship.
Yeah. It's got a size 4 or 5 front gun. It can have 2 size 3s, I believe. It has a cargo, has a living quarters. It's also one of the only ships in this fucking game that you can get into it 2 ways.
Yeah.
It's just a damn good ship.
Have I been running smaller guns because I'm an idiot?
Probably.
Because I've had like a size 3 and 2 size 2s on it the entire time I've been using it.
I think you can have a stationary size 4 and a gimbaled size 3. All right. The Vulcan. The Vulcan is the hacking and docking ship, I believe. So that it's the ship that you'd use to hack basically capital ships kind of thing.
Yeah.
And disable them that way. Other than that, I don't really know much about it. It's not something I hate. It's not out in the game right now yet.
Really quickly, the Avenger only has 3 size 3 weapon slots.
Oh, really? I thought you could have a size 4 on it. Okay.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
But I wish. I really do.
Yeah.
Model S4 weapon, size 3 though. It's confusing. I don't know how to read this thing because the other one says model size 3 weapon, or S3 weapon, size 3, max 3. Whatever. I don't know how to read the information plate, obviously. But yeah, let's move on.
All right, Vulcan. I'm gonna say just flyable. I don't think it. It doesn't. We don't know what it does yet or anything. Or if it even is good in its role.
What is it supposed to be?
Well, as I said, it's meant to be a hacking and drop ship kind of thing.
Yeah. Drop ship.
Essentially.
Sure.
I will say I love the Terrapin just because of how much stupid amounts of damage that thing takes.
It's just like a tanky ship. How many shields does it have?
I don't know.
Size?
I don't know. I don't even know if I had shields when I was using it, but I think I had hit the ground like 4 times while going around a racetrack, and I was flying and I was essentially flying with 1 engine, and this thing did not give a fuck.
Is this supposed to be combat?
Of some sort. I think it's supposed to be a drop ship, but it doesn't have like it has a seat in the middle of the cabin, which I was like, I don't know exactly what it's meant to do. I think maybe it's meant for scanning or something, but like this, yeah, it is. Like honestly, I had fun with it. I kind of want to put it as just a damn good ship. Really. Just because it was just great for what it did.
I'm trying to look it up to like see how many shields it's supposed to have.
All right, the
Meh.
Spartan anti-air vehicles. So these are the ones that you always see in Jumptown videos where they park it and you've got a bunch of anti-air or anti-missiles set up.
I haven't seen any of those videos.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The Spartan, I think, is is the missile one. The Centurion is the anti-air one. Spartan. Let me just double check. Oh, okay.
The Terrapin's a combat scout and reconnaissance vehicle, at least according to Anvil.
Okay. Okay.
So it's got heavy ass shields and it has a radar dish on the top. So you can scan the fuck out of everything. The shields on it is 2 medium shields for I think it's supposed to be a 1-man crewed ship.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, it has 2 seats in it. Like you have your pilot and then the scanning seat, I guess, the scout seat.
Yeah,
but
it says minimum crew 1, max crew 1. So that's weird. That's really weird.
All right. The Spartan isn't anti-air. It is just strictly troop transport.
Okay.
It is yours, troop transport. It does that, and it does that well enough. I guess it's flyable. Okay, Liberator. This is the only small size, like smaller-ish, medium-sized, I guess you could say, carrier. So this
light
is
carrier.
Light carrier. It can hold I think it can hold like 2 or 3 ships on decks, and then it has a hangar bay that can hold a ship as well.
An open air vehicle carrier.
Yeah.
Applies additional long range transport.
I have this is one of the ships I am building a CCU chain to. Because if I can't get if I can't get a Kraken, this will be the next best option.
Yeah. Get at least 1 Nova on the ground.
Well, this will let me transport my small ships to Pyro with me, you know?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So even though it's not out yet, it does look derpy. I wouldn't say it's one I absolutely love. I would say it's just a damn good ship, because it is the only small carrier ship in the game, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll put it up there.
Yeah, I'm totally down for it being special.
Yeah, I'll put it above. I'll put it there. I don't think it's as good as the Titan or the Prospector, but Hurricane, Heavy Fighter. Honestly, I think 3 of the next 4 we can basically put into flyable. The Hawk, I hate. The Hawk is a cool looking ship until you actually look at it.
And then it looks ugly.
Well, it has that giant, it has the that pod and has that long extension on the back for transporting a prisoner. So you put a prisoner in. Yeah.
So it's literally
it's Boba
Fett's ship.
Effectively, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's but it's just
It looks weird.
It does yeah. The Hurricane, Gladiator, and Warden. Hurricane, heavy fighter. It's does what its job well enough. Gladiator was replaced, is basically a heavy fighter, I believe, as well. And the Warden, another heavy fighter.
All the same.
They're not ones. Yeah, they're not ones I would be going to choose for flying. But they're not bad ships.
If you had to pick one
Of them, probably the Warden, because if I recall, the Warden actually has some cargo in it, and the Hawk is just not worth it.
Yeah.
All right, the Hornet. Have you flown the Hornet?
I think I've been a passenger in it because it has the turret on top, eh?
I think so. I think it can. Yeah.
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 Okay ship for having a double team up on somebody.
Okay. So
Decent firing capability and stuff.
Okay. So flyable.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can think that's a good option. All right. The Crucible. This is a medium. A light to medium repair ship.
Okay.
So
completely useless.
Currently, yes. Yeah. Currently.
Once you have space rats.
Yeah. Once you actually have the, I know we do have damage and stuff to ships now,
but you don't need a space monkey out there.
Well, I mean, the thing that it would be able to do is it would be able to repair soft death ships.
Yes. Right. Until you're in the void and you need that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's more of an orc ship right now than anything.
Yeah, true, pretty much. Or it's a, you buy it and you're on call sort of thing. Like you're what's his name from Borderlands? Scooter. No, not Scooter.
His sister?
Yeah. But you're basically,
I can't even remember her name.
Yeah, you're basically them. Effectively. So you're a tow truck service at that point in a way.
Yes.
Well, no, there's the MPU for that. So I would
Which actually can tow vehicles.
Yeah. Oh man, I kind of want to put it
at the top of the list.
No, because while I do want one, and I am building a CCU chain to it, it's not one that I consider like high priority.
Yeah.
I would say for now not worth it because I think you do need a crew to actually make it work. All right, Centurion, anti-air, flyable. That's easily enough flyable. All right, here's the big one, Carrick.
It can carry stuff. That's honestly my opinion of the Carrick. It's not a caterpillar, that's for sure.
No, but it will have modularity for the cargo section. Yes. I honestly I absolutely love it. Even though the Galaxy is my replacement for it, this is hands down one of my favorite ships in the game. Yeah, it just does everything that it just does.
It's supposed to do.
Yeah, and it does it well. So I'm definitely putting it up to absolutely love it. Pisces, what do you think?
Pisces. I liked it. It's a good little putt shuttle. Not the greatest on combat, but has the capability of handling itself if need be.
right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you want to put it?
I'd put it higher C, low B.
Okay.
Honestly, actually, just C, like in the middle, like above the 600 eyes and all that stuff.
Okay.
But below the Andromeda.
Okay. I think, and I will say
Good
this.
starter ship.
Unlike Origin, the Pisces is built for the Carrack. So the
Yes.
Carrack has a little like shuttle ship, whereas the A90 jump does not, which is CAR Rescue. Now
that's the Pisces Rescue, right?
Yeah, and I will say this was a big game-changing ship in many ways when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I honestly
I would put it above everything else.
In
like
which?
High B, maybe even A.
Okay. Yeah, I actually know I can agree with A. It is a damn good ship.
Because having a revive bed, like portable, small, you can pretty much stuff it into any corner you want, and people can't find it and fuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, Ballista, put it with the Centurion. It does the same thing, but with missiles. Okay, the Anvil Arrow. For
love it.
Years, yeah, for years, probably the best fighter in the game. Such a good ship for what it does. So what do you think? Absolutely love?
Yes, yeah. Honestly, I would put it A to S. It's well-rounded in its capability of mobility and speed, and then also has the firepower to tangle with stuff that is way beyond its class.
Oh, 100%.
But at the same time, if you hit it, it'd be dead. Right?
True.
Like,
yeah.
it is a glass cannon.
Yeah.
And so as long as you're respectful of that and understand how to use it, great ship.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Valkyrie, I believe, is a drop ship. Let me just double check to make sure. I think this is the drop ship that I was thinking of when I said the Terrapin was. Okay, jump. Yeah, it's definitely a drop ship. Yeah. No use for it right now. Really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's flyable, I guess.
Woo.
Yeah. So, we'll put it low flyable. All right. The Car to All. Now, I will. Yeah. I will say, I love so much about this ship. Oh. And to me, it is by far the best sounding ship in the game.
So you're in space. There is no sound.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Like, it has that. It has just a growl to it that I love. Thing is, not only, and it also, I think it has one of, if not potentially the highest accelerations in the game. Like, this thing accelerates and can move. Like, this thing has incredible strafing abilities and movement, because the engines rotate on this thing. So your strafing and stuff in this thing is awesome.
Probably even better than the Anvil.
I think maybe, yeah.
Is it on par? I have a feeling like it'd be better.
I think it's better. It's also like really good. I think it was like supposed to be really good in ammo too. But the thing is, has an enormous fucking cross section.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
because of where all of its gravity tech engines are and everything.
Yeah. Like, it is just a giant fucking starfish that, like, and it has only 2 size 2 guns on it, I believe. So it might be quick, but it does not hit well. And
you feel like you're dodge rolling when you're using it, though.
Pretty much. You're basically having to. Yeah. And the other thing is I've never once had this thing spawn in properly.
It's always been junked up.
It's always been like, because the way the wings fold is they fold backwards. So the cockpit rotates down to face forward. So that center, so it's like that first ship, except instead of the center portion rotating 90 degrees sideways, it rotate like to vertical. It rotates 90 degrees forwards,
which is weird.
Yeah. So the tall top end rotates down behind you, and the front snub end, so it kind of looks like a dragonfly in a way. I have never once had this thing spawn properly. It's always been on its side, like rolled over or something. So even though it would be a ship that I would say I absolutely love, just the quirks with it make it reduce it down to, for me, I would say like a B.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think a B, like I would put it as a B. I think high B there. All right, the space motorcycle that we tried. I think it is. Yeah, it's flyable.
It's energetic.
Yeah. Okay,
it's speed.
So this is one of the ships I have not yet flown, the Santok Yai. It has 4 guns. It folds. It basically is a medium. It's like the Car 2 wall, but a medium fighter. And those legs fold backwards when it lands. So when in flight mode, those extend out. To like, I don't know why, good looks, I guess. So from everything I've learned, I'd put it above the Car Tool. Really.
Okay.
Just because it does what the Car Tool does, but from what I've learned, it does it better.
Because it's a heavy fighter. Yeah,
it's a bigger fighter. It's a better fighter. More weapons to it. All right. The Pioneer is
I haven't touched it.
Well, it's not even in the game yet. It is the base building ship.
Oh, okay. So it's special.
So it's a specialized ship. It's big. It is, of course. Well, I mean, it's huge.
Has to be.
Because it's making fucking.
Is it bigger than the Nostromo though?
The Nostromo was which one again? Which ship?
Aliens.
Oh, okay. No, I don't believe so.
Which was like a fucking carrier, but also like a fucking city in space.
Yeah. With like a crew of 8.
Yep.
No,
skeleton crew.
This is, I think, 250. I think it's over 200 meters, I believe. So this is the one where you bring resources to it and it builds. So you bring I think you bring the refined resources to this, and it takes those refined resources and builds the base modules. So, but again, not in the game. Also, again, 100% is an org ship.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So I'd put it basically with the Orion, because Orion does the mining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The Nomad, the space pickup.
I think they actually just picked that up.
It is.
Yeah, I actually just picked that up. I haven't flown it yet.
Honestly, it is probably, in my opinion, one of the best ships in the game.
I just picked it up.
It's less than I wouldn't put it with the Titan. But it does, that little cargo spot at the back can hold a rock, so you can put a rock in there. You have an internal where I believe it has a bed, you have bathroom sort of stuff, that sort of things. You can access that cargo spot from the ship itself.
Oh, really? I didn't realize. I was having a hard time with that.
Which I believe you can. I believe you can access that spot. It might be that it's just a viewport.
I thought it was just a window.
It could just be a window. Could just be a window, to be honest.
Mhm.
But I think it's a great ship. Like, personally.
Honestly, like you said, space pickup. If it does what you're saying, that it can take a rock and go mine and everything, then it's good.
Yeah. So I would put it. I'd put it with the Titan, but not like above the Titan. I think, just because it's just a damn good ship. Okay, the Alpha and the Hover Quad, I don't really know too much about, to be honest.
Me either.
Alpha, I think, was meant to be a starting fighter ship, and it also has a racing variant. I think they're ones that just don't excel at anything.
Well, the number of fighters that are in the game that don't have quantum drives kind of confuses me. But also at the same time, like, I understand that they wanted to make something that was like a carrier fighter that was just to be carried by a carrier and to be used as such. So I'm fine with that. It's just that if it is that, then it better be damn fucking good as a fighter. And frankly, I think I still would take the Anvil Arrow over most of them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right? It doesn't make sense why it's getting carried, but then it doesn't have the capability of standing its own in a fight.
Yep. So just not worth it, really.
No. Yep.
Same with I think the Hover Quad.
If I can get more bang for my buck and still be able to run around space like a fucking idiot, then it's not worth it as a snub nose fighter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right. Here is probably one of the most controversial ships in the game, because everyone has been wanting it for like 10 years. And it gets started, it gets stopped they start working on it, stop working on it, start working on it. It's been in development hell for years. The Merchant Man.
What the fuck is the Merchant Man?
So the Merchant Man is effectively it's between the Caterpillar Ironclad. I think it can hold. Let's see, how much can the Merchant Man?
I'm assuming it's a cargo hauler.
It is cargo, but the thing is it has, like, it's a big ship. Like, I think it's like 250 meters or something. Like it's about the size of the Idris, I believe. Like, okay. So hard points, hold, media. Okay, so I'm not getting any real descriptions of it right now. Let's check the wiki. Okay, so it's a capital ship, so it's less cargo than the hull D and hull C, I believe. I think actually, let me just double check. Hull D.
Okay.
Star Citizen. I think the hull D is, because you looked at it, and I think the hull D you said was like 20,000 cargo. Okay, so it's a capital ship. It's medium, I would say effectively medium cargo. But it has a shopping center in it, because the merchant, it's meant to be a merchant ship.
Yeah.
It has full on, like, I think it has like even a small alien temple in it.
What?
Yeah. It has some big ass guns on it. Like, it is a ship that's designed to basically be its own. Oh man, what like like gypsy market kind of thing. And
Which would make sense with the merchant man.
Yeah. And I will say, so the Liberator and the Merchantman are the two big ships now, other than the Polaris, that I'm building CCU chains to.
Okay. But like, what does it do as a merchant ship? Like, do you go and deploy it on a planet and then NPCs will like walk to your fucking merchant ship and you'll get like money per hour kind of a thing?
Well, no, like it's designed like, so for example, yeah, you could land on a planet and you basically have a floating bazaar.
Yeah.
Like, so people will come in and you can have shops inside the ship. And I don't know if, like, I think NPCs can come in and they can buy stuff, or players can come in and buy goods. Like, so you can fly to Pyro, land it, sell a bunch of shit to an org. The org then kills you, steals it anyways. So.
Right? Like, don't get me wrong. I think that there's a lot of capability there, but ultimately, like, yeah, I'm not surprised that they've been trying to iron out the kinks of other things interacting with your ship.
Yeah.
Right?
So I will say, for me personally, this is an absolutely love it ship. But you've heard kind of what it's about, what it does. Like, I will let you.
I don't love it at all, because literally they need to like make it work. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't matter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I won't love it until it's actually real.
Okay, see, and that is what a lot of people go with, is because of the fact that it's been in development hell. And I know I said earlier we want to kind of get the fact that the ships don't exist yet out of it, but I think with this one, it's part and parcel for this ship.
Right? Like other ones, like I think the Hull D has another variant or something like that wants to come out, or the Galaxy. The Galaxy makes sense. There's loads of stuff that they're planning on doing that will work within the game. We've talked about that already. It makes sense.
Yeah.
This though, like, there's a lot of mechanics there that if it's fully based on player interaction, no one's gonna come to your bazaar. Fuck your bazaar.
Yeah.
You know,
so I was
no one gives a shit about it. They know where the other shops are.
Yeah.
They know what they're gonna get from those shops and how much it costs, so they saved up for that. If you can like make an online market off of your bazaar, and thus then you can sell like packages that get sent off by pod or something. I don't fucking know, but something else that works with it, sure. And then there just happens to be like a passive NPC give you money per hour or something. That would make more sense to me.
Okay. You know what? Honestly, even though it is one I would and absolutely love it, but that's just because I think it's a stupid. Like I just like like I can't even say it would be a daily flyer. Like I really can't. Like, even though I would
gotta set up shop for months.
Like, yeah, even though I would want to be like, I would want to daily fly it, I don't think there is value enough in daily flying it, because even if this thing gets destroyed, it's probably like a 2-hour wait time for it to come back. Like, Jesus. So I will go with you. It's not I hate it. I'm gonna put it at the very top of the not worth it, because it's not worth it.
Like, you really would have to plant it, like deploy it somewhere.
Pretty much, basically.
For it to be used as the thing that you want it to be used for. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. The Defender. The Defender is that stupid alien 2-person pod ship. I know a lot of people like it. I think it's dumb.
Okay.
It looks like a space crab.
What's wrong with crabs?
Well, I mean, when the girl that you're fucking gives them to you, now you got to go get medication. I mean, sorry. No, it's the pod thing is weird.
Yeah.
Like, because they're separated.
So it's like a TIE fighter with 2 balls.
Essentially,
but it's also a crab.
Essentially, yeah.
So like a TIE bomber, but then you have 2 people in it.
Kind of, yeah.
And more of a weird connective tissue.
Yeah, it's not a horrible ship. I think it's ugly as hell. Low flyable, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The tow truck, the SRV. That can. It is the heavy duty.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's the
Recovery
heavy
ship.
duty recovery ship with the tractor beam that can haul ships, or is supposed to be able to haul ships through quantum.
Yes.
Um.
I'm not going to shit on it if it doesn't work yet, but did they figure that out yet?
I don't know if they did. I think they might have, actually. I think some people have. Like, I think just based off of those things alone, because this is also the ship that would be designed to help act as a tugboat for things like the Reclaimer, if it's in if it's in Atmo. So this is the ship that's designed to help big ass ships get off planets too.
Yes.
I think, and also I would personally say the interior design of this ship is awesome.
Yeah.
It is actually a really good interior design.
They actually put effort into it. Yeah,
it's not luxury or anything. It is very much in the industrial design, but it does it so well. I would legit say it's just a damn good ship.
Nice.
Really, because it fits such a brilliant spot for itself, and it's the only ship that does what it does in that way. All right. I love the look of Argo ships. So the Raft, their version of the cargo ship. Their cargo vessel. It's industrial. It's an industrial cargo ship. I would say it's it is what you would have your Hull E come in from a different star system. This would be offload specific cargo to this, and this will take it to separate planets in that system.
Nice.
Like or it's like the MPUV cargo where it would just do up and down from the planet, from your Hull E to the planet. It does it well. It's flyable. I think both of them. I'd definitely put them above. I'd put them I'd put them fairly high. The MPUV cargo doesn't have a put it below the MPU cargo doesn't have a quantum, but that's not what it's meant for. It's literally just meant from planet, like from surface to space back again.
Right.
Mercury,
so it's special and it does what it does.
The Mercury Star Runner. This is a data running ship with that can do some cargo. It's the ship that has that hidden underground, like compartment that hidden under the floor, like area stuff to it. It's not very strong though, but it is very much a ship of its size. It is. I think for the size of it, it is easily a daily flyer. This ship.
Okay.
So, like, have you ever flown it?
I haven't.
No. I'd put it in.
I saw some videos on like the secret compartment, and it's like, oh, I know that's there now, so I'm gonna check it.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
I'd put it fairly high up on the. It's a good ship, but nothing special. Okay. A ship that honestly should be very high up, and we've used it. The Mole.
Yeah, because this was the 3-man
mining ship. Yeah,
mining.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I felt like I was part of a mining team. It was really enjoyable.
I loved it. It is fun to play. It is a fun ship. The only thing that makes it not like an A for me is the fact that the side mining turrets, the seats are open to space.
Oh yeah.
Like that to me
Yeah.
is the dumbest design concept I've ever fucking seen.
Where's
to
the
these
space
ships.
class? Right?
Like, yeah, like why are the arms, the mining arms, open to like the number of times I've gotten into it and forgotten I didn't have a helmet on and like died. Like, are so many fucking times.
On top of it, why aren't you going into a control panel that has an extended arm that does all the work?
Oh, I know, right? I mean,
why are you in a cockpit that's just over top of the laser that is shooting up right underneath
exactly.
you with no fucking protection?
Exactly. Like you could have a seat in there that connects to the extending arm for the mining laser. Like you don't need the person to be in the fucking seat sticking out of the ship. Like that is like, especially when a rock cracks, that's you just now have a person on a flimsy. Yeah, you just have dangerous. So I love it. The gameplay for it is fun. It does its job very, very well, but literally just because of that, I cannot in good conscience put it into A. I just can't. It's just not an A tier ship.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll grab it. We can put it into. Well, I think this is the first one to go above the 400i for B. It's a good ship. It is special.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is special.
But someone shit all over the design.
Exactly.
All over it.
Okay. Now we have our Hercules ships. We have our cargo, the big ass bomber, and I forget what the M2 does. I think the M2 is military transport, I believe. I think it sacrifices cargo for bigger weapons or some shit, if I recall.
Yeah.
Honestly, they are by far considered, like the C2 is by far considered just the best cargo ship in the game. It's one of the meta ships for the game. But it's a big ass ship. I would put the C2. I'd put the C2 in upper B. The A2 is only really special because it has the giant nuke bombs.
Yes.
For that, and it does it pretty well. B and I guess they're all just B ships.
Yep.
Really. So
they're super basic.
They're definitely. I think they're definitely above most things, but they would never be my personal first choice for a lot of things, even though I do like them. But okay, a ship that who knows if we're ever gonna get it. The Starliner. This is quite literally nothing but a transport ship.
Yeah, because that's just like planet to planet transport, right?
Yeah,
is what and it's essentially just a giant Boeing 47 transport ship. This
is a ship meant for NPCs to be put onto, really. So, yeah, honestly, not worth it. If you're okay with that, unless you want to put it into flyable or something.
If it can be used by an org to man a station, then sure.
Okay.
But until that becomes a capability, it's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Spirit series. Probably one of the best early starting series ships in the game. I think that is just hands down. The E1 is the one. The E1 is the spirit ship that I would have had earlier, but I did I upgrade that to something else? I think I used it in one of my CCU chains. The E1, honestly, that's the one that is basically, I said, is the limo ship for the 890 jump.
Okay,
it's meant to be a luxury transport ship.
Yeah.
Of course, transport not out yet, so currently not worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's meant to be luxury transport. So I would say flyable. It's not that it's not worth it, but okay, the two that are out, the C1 cargo. This is the one that I picked up. I love it. This is such a brilliant, good, like, yeah, it's such a good goddamn ship. It is easily, like, I'm 100% putting this in absolutely love. It is easily a early game, great early game starting cargo ship. It's gorgeous looking too, and it nice. Flies great. And then the Spirit A1, I would say it's just a good goddamn ship because it has it has 6 or 10. No, I think it has 10 size 5 bombs in it.
Okay.
So it is a carpet bomber.
Yes.
It is, yeah. So it is good for those kinds of missions. And it does that. So I would say it's just a damn good ship. Really. All right. The ions. The two giant gun.
Yeah, it has like a
ships.
big gun attached to it.
Yeah, the size 9 guns.
Have you run it?
I have.
How does she fly?
It doesn't fly great. Like like for a fighter, like it's definitely a fighter meant to take on things like hammerheads. Like it's meant for big, heavy hitting.
It's an A10.
Yeah, pretty much.
The gun exactly was the thing that they wanted, not the ship. The ship had to be made for the gun.
Yeah, they're effectively they are literally essentially the warthogs of the Star Citizen universe. Is essentially the Ion. I think I like it. I'm trying to remember. Like the Ion is a size. I think it's size 7. Guns on these things. Ares, Ion.
At least 5 to 7, somewhere between that.
Let's see the weapon on it. Weapons. Yeah, size 7 laser cannon on it.
Nice.
They're not ships that I would be willing to spend in-game money to buy personally.
Really. I honestly, the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is like a story mission ship.
Kind of,
like
essentially.
You're the last 10 pilots, and you got to take out the mega cruiser. You know, like.
Yeah.
We gotta go blow up the Death Star, boys. You know.
So I'd put them in flyable, high flyable, definitely above the Scorpius, I think, for both of them. Okay, and a ship that should need no introduction, the Vulture.
Yes, the super scavenger.
Yep. I love it. I don't say I absolutely love it. I love the look of it. I think it's a great ship. I think what takes it from an absolute love for me to probably what I would say is probably a very high, or probably the highest like just a damn good ship, is the fact that you only get so much SU fillage in a box before you have to get out of your chair, go down, take the box out, put it onto a spot, to go back up, start your that rotation loop, that just gets super fucking annoying.
But okay, so I wouldn't mind it if they had an auto loader mod that you could put into it, but that it like eats up some of the cargo, right? So you wouldn't have to do that part of the loop. But also at the same time, if you just had like one other person with you, right? And then you split up the jobs.
Yeah, well, yeah,
you'd still probably make bank.
Oh, absolutely. It's just I the only thing is again, the one person who's sitting there doing nothing but moving the cargo, that's a boring ass job.
Oh yeah. But it's work, and you get paid for it.
True. And I will admit there are 100% people who would absolutely be perfectly happy to do that. Yeah, I agree with the auto loading system. If it had like an auto load system where it could just put the cargo box into a cargo spot itself, 100% it'd be an absolute love ship. But I think above the Arrow for me personally, just because like it does what it does to the best of its capabilities.
What I would love is if there was a robot that came with it that was like Wall-E, and so you could only stack things too high. And so you like have to still go down there and like correct his fucked up stacking. And then like the advanced module has a robot like Eevee, and like it can float and everything. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Okay. So I'm thinking we'll probably end here pretty soon. So let's do some let's do let's do let's do the Kraken first. Now, do you know much about the Kraken?
No, I don't.
Okay, well that's good because I'm putting in absolutely love it.
Okay, cool.
The Kraken is
you've talked to me about it before.
Yeah, the Kraken. So it has 7 landing it has 4 small ship landing pads with a medium one and a small so I think it can have up to 7 small ships landed on it, or it can fit like that big landing pad can fit a caterpillar on it. It even has a couple of small hangars underneath those landing pads. It has a hangar for little ground attack craft. It can hold a crazy amount of cargo, like a crazy amount of cargo. Like it is literally an org base, effectively. It is by far the ship I would love to get the most in Star Citizen, but it's also worth like thousands of dollars. Okay, of course, Polaris, I'm just gonna automatically put into absolutely love. I don't care what your opinion on it is, unless you don't have an opinion on it.
No, I don't have an opinion on it. That's fine.
The only thing that sucks about it is there are no weapons, I believe, slaved to the pilot.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, like so these size 9, I think it's size 9 or size 9 torpedoes. They're connected to a terminal that has a dedicated officer for launching to the torpedoes.
That's kind of
Anything on here that you see that you absolutely love?
We already did the Arrow. Actually, how high up did you do the Arrow?
It's well, do you want the Arrow in absolutely love?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
Because it does what it does properly, and also it's fucking amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll do the let's okay, first I'm gonna just put the Herald into I hate the Herald. The Herald is the Herald for me, and whenever I'm in it, if I use my head tracking device, I can lean forward and you look into the bottom mirror and there's like a fucking Thomas the Tank Engine looking face that staring back at me. And I hate it.
You hate that you can see your own face?
No, you can't see your own face.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. But sorry, the caterpillar. Let's do the caterpillar. That's one you've been wanting to do.
Yeah. It's a great mission ship.
It
To like
is.
have it crash landed and broken up into its chunks and like go through the wreckage. It, as far as I can tell, it seems like a good like middle of the road cargo ship.
It is. And I mean, and one of the, of course, one of the nice things is with it, is again, it can go into atmosphere. The cockpit on it can detach and fly on its own.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's in case like if ever you're getting attacked and you need to bail, you can just detach the cockpit and fly away.
That's awesome.
You can fit Furies into it, so it's a mini carrier itself, even though it's not meant for it. I don't know, where do you want to put it?
I would honestly put it because it can detach in A.
Okay. I'm down for that.
No carrying, detachable, fucking pilotable front part. Yeah.
I think there's a number of other ships there. Well, there's a bunch of iconic ones, but
what about the Rock? How do you feel about the Rock? Because I know you've done mining with it.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It does what it does, and it does it well enough. I mean, I'll put it a high B. Personally,
I'll definitely try it out with my Nomad.
Yeah, it's good, but you know what? It is what it is. A bunch of these other ships here, I'm biased to a bunch of them. Like the Retaliator, I absolutely love, but it is not
good.
It's compared to the compared to the Eclipse. The Eclipse just outclasses it personally. I love the Retaliator so much. I would put it in absolutely love. But I just don't think. I think it just doesn't yet deserve to be there right now.
Honestly, I haven't even touched any of these. I have pretty much no opinion now.
Firebird, I died every single time I was in it. Because I don't know how to use it yet properly, and also because I'm trying to do a fight on keyboard and mouse. I loved the Sulian. Sulian's just way too impractical.
I'm waiting for you to get your sticks to see how much it improves your gameplay.
Oh, it'll be 100%. Like it'll be an absolute improvement. Like they'll take a little bit of getting used to, but I can already promise you, like even the first time using the X56s, it was night and day. Like and having two sticks will absolutely be night and day, complete 100% difference. I can guarantee that immediately. There's not even gonna be a competition for
personal capability.
Yeah. Honestly, F8C is the most overhyped ship I think in the fucking game. It is an insanely overpowered fighter, but because of the rarity they've made it into,
like, can you not buy it or something?
No. The only way. So originally, the only way to get it was you had to be like a certain pre-order. So you can get one if you have spent over a certain amount of money. You can get one if you have enough referrals, people using your referral code. It used to be a winnable thing, I think, and nowadays they have in certain events they'll have it'll show up, or unless it was only the one time, but they would have developers flying it, and if you beat them, you got a ticket to either rent one or buy one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty good list so far.
Yeah.
And I
like it.
I'm honestly surprised that we have so few ships and hate it.
Honestly, yeah, me too.
I was expecting more, to be truthful, and of not worth it. I think the list would grow with a bunch of these other ships. And I feel so bad. Like this, I love the Starfarer series because I love the oil, like the fueling, like apparently also you can make bank with the Starfarer. But everything I've heard, you just get robbed too often.
Yes. Yeah.
And not enough people, I think, know how it works or that there's enough players for them, so they just go to stations. Like, I think it'll become useful once Pyro opens up. It'll become a lot more useful.
Yes. Yeah, and you can't just go to the nearest station and refuel. You actually have to ask somebody to bring fuel.
Yeah.
Or plan to bring it with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks for doing this with me.
No
we
problem.
went a lot longer than I was expecting to be absolutely honest.
Yeah.
That was fun. There we go. I actually kind of thought we'd probably potentially get to some Star Citizen, but I do have dinner with the parents soon, so.
For sure.
But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not the next week because you're gonna be gone, but the week after that.
Oh well, so with this weekend, 100% I'm playing some Star Citizen next weekend.
Okay.
But turns out, turns out I might be back Thursday instead of Friday. It seems my mom said was maybe mistaken about what day we were back.
Sure.
So if I'm back Thursday, that's we can probably do wings or something with Farva that day, or something, and then I'm probably gonna do Star Citizen on Friday though.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, man. Take care.
You too.
And once again, dude, thank you so much for the VKBs.
No problem.
That's insane.
Near your birthday, I owe you. Okay.
I don't know. I
owe you. Just
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's like I actually did think you were gonna send me rocks.
Honestly, at the start, I'm like, what can I tell him that it's gonna be like? Yeah, I would get that as a gift for him. And I'm like, he's into geology. I'm in a different place than where he's ever been, and it's a military base. There's definitely different rocks.
Yeah, you asked, and I was straight up like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Honestly, a little bit of me was like, I should have grabbed some rocks.
That would have been really funny. That would have actually been really fucking funny.
Like maybe other handful of military members have ever been to that beach and be like, "Ooh, rocks," you know, like
yeah. Here's a question for you: any ships in this list that you are looking at for flying in the future of the game? Like not necessarily buying with money, but getting in-game money and buying to fly in like to own in-game. And any specific ones?
Because of my experience with Dark Souls, I like doing stuff that I can do everything all on my own and be able to like fight something bigger, right? Yeah. So honestly, like the only other thing that I was really looking forward to was that big gun one that you had, the Ion or whatever it was called.
Okay.
And other than that, like anything that requires like multi-crew, it's not even on my radar because I'm not expecting to really play much with multi-crew. It's just you and me. So, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So pretty much nothing really caught your attention from this.
No. Like the arrow has always been like the thing, and then realizing that there's other heavy fighters, it's like, okay, I should like start expanding and maybe look at some of the I think it's the Freelancer, that's the mining ship and stuff like that. Look for other areas of income than just the mercenary missions. I also don't want to get too much into all the gameplay though, because I don't want to ruin the gameplay loop before we actually play the game.
Oh,
so
fair.
Yeah, that's kind of how I've been treating everything co-op lately.
And
I just generally don't touch it.
Where's the one that we were, the one alien one that we were looking at? Where
The
did
like double TIE fighter one?
no. Did we put, where did we put it? In its fly, I think it maybe, did we put in it's flyable?
Maybe.
Is
it the starfish one or
No, it was, oh, the scythe. Sorry, so the scythe I think is the one is not the one I was thinking of for the guns. I think it's either the blade or the glaive, or the one that
glaive has high damage output, high
yeah
big guns.
Yeah, I think it's one of those two. The Raylan is actually the alien cargo ship that I am looking forward to. Yeah, it's big. Like, it's pretty big. Like, it's about the size of a it's about the size of a constellation, but it holds all the cargo on the back of the ship.
Oh.
And I have no idea how it lands because it's a starfish looking thing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's probably a in space cargo ship again, kind of thing.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Sorry. Okay. I can talk about this all day.
No,
yeah,
it's all good.
Thanks for hanging out.
For sure.
All right. You take care, man. Probably talk to you later.
Sure. I'll see you in a couple of days.
See you later, man.
Bye.
Whoops. All right, guys. I'm actually gonna call it there. I did not mean to spend 3.5 hours talking about Star Citizen ships. So this is probably gonna be the most boring stream I've ever done. But it's my birthday. I don't care. I get to do this shit. So, okay, but yeah, so no stream tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm on vacation those days out to Cold Lake. I should be back Friday. We'll 100% be playing Star Citizen, hopefully with Farva and Farva and Brown. But we'll see, and then we'll be back to regular schedule streams next weekend. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out, for tuning in. I am so glad I'm able to stream and been doing this now for about 3 years. So, still small, but we have time to grow, and it's all thanks to you guys. So have yourselves a wonderful